The Chicago Bears, in my opinion, have been one of the most disappointing teams in the NFL this year. Having, of course, the #1 pick in Caleb Williams, and what was supposed to be one of the best receiving cores in the NFL. But they are currently sitting at 4-10, and are currently projected to have a top 10 pick again, for like the third year in a row. So today, we are gonna try to save this Bears team that honestly has a pretty good amount of roster talent, but just has definitely struggled in the coaching department for quite a while now. But our goal today, by the end of this 10-year rebuild, is to turn this into the best roster, the highest overall team in the league. And I'm gonna try to get them their second ever Super Bowl win, which is crazy they only have one because I believe they are one of the oldest teams in the NFL. But super quick, just a few things. Be sure to leave a like on the video if you want me to do another 10-year rebuild. It'll let me know. Sounds stupid, but it really does help out the channel. I would appreciate it. And let me know down in the comments what team you would want to see a 10-year rebuild of course. I'll give you a shout out if I use your suggestion. I'll just pick a random one and say shout out to Zach Clark for the suggestion. I feel like this comment pretty well sums up the reason for this rebuild. And then very last thing, be sure to subscribe if you like Madden rebuilds, because that's literally all I do on the channel. Trying to hit 100K soon. And you know, if you subscribe, it'll make you an OG of the channel for when we inevitably hit 10 million subscribers. Definitely. But all right, without further ado, let's finally get into this. We're gonna have to see who we are gonna take in the draft. I don't know if there is a consensus for the Bears, like who they're going to take with their first pick. I'm thinking either an edge rusher or maybe a lineman, but I feel like the Bears' offensive line struggles are a little bit on Caleb Williams holding the ball for an eternity. I'm like the biggest Caleb Williams defender in the world. I mean, not actually, but up there. But the one thing I will say is he holds the ball forever, or at least he can at times, and kind of get himself sacked. I think he's been sacked like 58 times or something ridiculous, so hopefully that doesn't happen here. But all right, we'll figure out the offseason when we get there. So let's get there, and we'll see how we end up finishing the season. I'll obviously force win a lot of schedules to make it realistic. We don't exactly have the easiest ending to our schedule ever, though, so that we should lose out, unfortunately. Or I guess fortunately, maybe. Depends how you want to look at it. But all right, let's get to the end of the year, and we'll see who we want to re-sign. And of course, how we end up finishing. But all right, we finished 5-12, and the Lions absolutely destroyed the Bills in the Super Bowl 45-12. Interesting. Or no, wait. I always forget Madden's flipped in the Super Bowl for some reason. The Bills actually destroyed the Lions 45-12. I hate how it does that, but that's what happened. I don't know about that, but sure. But for re-signings, for some reason, I thought the Bears already extended Tevin Jenkins, but I guess not. We definitely need him back, though. He's probably our best lineman, either him or Darnell Wright. I would be fine going 3 years, 53, though. He does take it. But I mean, other than that, I mean, it's just a lot of depth. I might re-sign some of these guys. There is Matt Pryor. He's actually been decent this year, but he's already 30. You know what? If he takes like 1 year, 5.6, okay, he does. That's fine. Coleman Shelton too, but he isn't interested. I would go player friendly. Oh, he does take it. Okay. It was like 3 years, 17 or something. That's fine. And I guess Jack Sanborn, because he's decent and he's interested. So we'll bring those guys back, but Keenan Allen just hasn't really been a good fit. I thought he was super underrated for the Chargers last year, and this year he's just been not so good. But I mean, neither has most of this offense, so understandable. But we'll let him look for a new team for sure. But let's get into free agency, and I don't know how much there's gonna be for us to do. I mean, we could look for another receiver and probably a pass rusher, but other than that, at least starting out, I kind of just want to build this team through the draft. Well, lucky for me, there's not really anyone in free agency. Usually free agency in year one in Madden is bad, but this is like really light. Let's see. I mean, Rashid Shaheed could be kind of fun, so we don't have to draft a receiver. Ah, the Raiders really want him. All right. Kadarius Toney developed a little bit for some reason. But all right, two super exciting moves here. We're going to go for Jadeveon Clowney, who hasn't been great for the Panthers this year, but to be fair, that whole defense has been horrible, so a little bit hard to judge. He was good for the Ravens last year, so we'll see if we can get something from him, but we're also going to go for Rondale Moore. These are just two big needs where I think we're going to draft one of these two positions in the first round, but just in case we don't, we can have somebody at that position. Not that Rondale Moore would be the best, but we'll see. We do get both of them. That's something. I know that would not be the best free agent class for a team in real life, but we got to work with what's available, kinda, which isn't a lot. But all right, let's get into the good part. Let's get into the draft, and we'll see what we want to do. I know what player I want. We'll just see if he's still available, because sometimes he goes kind of early. But all right, in the draft, we end up with the 8th overall pick. The order at the top is mostly good. Ignore some of the stuff that happened later. I thought it would be fine to not force the Saints schedule, but apparently not. But whatever, we'll ignore that. Doesn't really matter. But the player I want, well, I mean, there are a few options I would be okay with for sure. The major one that I'm thinking of is, oh, it's just not showing some players. Okay, cool. The main guy I want is James Pierce. I think that's like the most realistic option to fall to us. But I mean, there's also, you know, Abdul Carter, who also doesn't show up here for some reason. I mean, we could even go Luther Burden if we wanted. We do need a receiver now, so it would be weird to take receivers in the top 10 in back-to-back years, but it is a need. But we'll just see who falls to us. Sanders goes number 1. The Patriots have number 2, I'm assuming. They're gonna take Hunter, but the draft logic is weird in this game. Yeah, they go Mason Graham instead of Travis Hunter. The Bears, the Browns take Cam Ward. Okay. Is Travis Hunter gonna be available for us to take? I'm not taking him if he is. That's not realistic. There goes James Pierce. All right. There goes McMillan and Abdul Carter. Okay, so we are not gonna be taking a pass rusher here. They're all gone. I do personally think one of those pass rushers will be there, realistically, but gotta work with what we gotta work with. Let's go with Luther Burden out of Missouri. I haven't used him in franchise before, so I don't remember what dev trait he has. If it's normal, I'm gonna give him star. I'll just balance it by giving a division rival good draft pick star dev if they don't have it, but we'll take him. Rank 10, got him at 8, does have hidden dev, we'll take it. But now round 2, Ashton Genty always falls to the second round for some reason. I have him as like an 82 overall X factor, but whatever. But let's see, I think I'm gonna go Ashton Gelati round 2. I think he's a pretty good player. It's either him or Kyle Kennard, but I honestly like Gelati a little more, so I'm just gonna take the player I personally like. I don't think he's gonna start year 1. I do want to start Clowney, but I mean, we'll see. Rank 54, got him at 40. I honestly thought I had him a little higher ranked than that. I might bump him up a little bit, but hidden dev, and I mean, I don't know if that's the most realistic pick either, but again, gotta do what we gotta do. And then in round 3, I think I'm gonna go with Jonah Monheim, if that's how you say that. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it right, but also I don't really care. But I mean, first to second round talent. I don't know if I gave him that rating. I can't really remember, but we'll take him. Ranked 48, got him at 72. I mean, he could start too. Definitely not the best center class in real life, but Monheim is probably the best, I think. So we'll take it. But all right, here's how we did in the draft. Burden is a 76. He's gonna start for us year 1, obviously. Gelati, I do need to bump his ratings up a little bit, I think. Only a 72. I'm not gonna do that here, but just in the draft classes, I mean, I don't know if I've ever messed with his ratings since I downloaded these rosters. And then Monheim's a 73. I also grabbed Riley Mills and Kobe Hudson, just as depth later on, but overall, not many picks, but decent picks, especially earlier, so we'll take it. Wait, I didn't even notice, but Travis Hunter was still available. Why? Michael Williams went at number 4, but Travis Hunter went at 9. All right, cool. But all right, here we are heading into year 2. We're looking better. You know, we've kind of addressed some of the issues. I feel like people are heavily gonna disagree with me not adding more linemen in the off season, but I don't know, man. We still might at some point, because I don't know how the line's gonna do in simulation, but we'll see. But I mean, we did add 2 things that were big needs in the first 2 rounds, so I've already said it like 3 times now, but we had to do what we had to do. Overall though, I mean, the team's not looking bad. We don't really have any glaring issues anymore. I am worried about the run game though. I don't know how DeAndre Swift is gonna do in Madden. What kind of numbers did he put up last year? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 3.4 per carry. I don't know. I mean, I like Roshan Johnson a lot. I also don't know how he would do in simulation. So we'll see. That could be an issue that we have to solve. But other than that, let's just get to the mid-season point of year 2 and we will see how the team's doing. All right, well, we're decent at the mid-season. We're 3-4. We had an 0-2 start, so that's kind of tough. We've just been fine this year. This would be, holy shit. If this was real life, this would be brutal. Steelers, Packers, Vikings, Ravens, Vikings again, Lions. The only easy team is the Giants. Thankfully, we have Browns, Raiders coming up, but I don't know, these teams have changed here, so whatever. Yet the Browns are 4-2, actually, despite being 4 overall worse than us, of course. But I guess we probably have had a really hard schedule. We have a really bad offense. You know what? I'm gonna change the offensive playbook already. This is probably still operating under, like, you know, a Shane Waldron type offense. They don't have him anymore. Let's see, I want to use a good offense, but I don't want to use the same ones I always use. I could go Chiefs here. I don't know. I might just be boring and go either Bills or Bengals Eagles. I don't know. I always say this, but I wish they didn't make playbooks so important in simulation. I mean, to be fair though, we just have a really bad run game. So maybe the Bears offense isn't the worst, but Ooh, Braxton Jones has been really bad. We don't really have anyone to bench him for, but he's been bad. But Darnell Wright's been really good to make up for it. But all right, who are we gonna have to re-sign this year? DJ Moore, Kyler Gordon, who got superstar dev, by the way, Jaquan Brisker, TJ Edwards, Braxton Jones, Kevin Byard. That's a good amount of starters. Matt Pryor, Andrew Billings, Jadeveon Clowney. That's rough, because pretty much the two most important aren't interested at all, but DJ Moore, I mean, again, he hasn't been good in real life this year, or at least not great, but I mean, he was good last year. Very good. So we'll re-sign him. We'll hope he can get back to that form. Kyler Gordon is very cheap, but wants a very long deal, of course. I'd go like 4 years, 56. He takes it. Brisker, I would go 3 years, 19. That's also very cheap. TJ Edwards, I would go 3 years, 31. That's fine. I don't like letting players leave, if you couldn't tell from watching my rebuilds. Unless I think we can replace them, I just don't like risking it. But Braxton Jones will probably let go because he's been bad. Kevin Byard's 32 and not interested. And then we'll see later on some of these guys back here. But we have a DB breakout. I have no idea who this is going to be. Is it Brisker? No, that's not. Jalen Johnson? 2+ pass deflections and 1 interception. Yeah, I don't know about that, but maybe. And you know what? Just because I can, because Jadeveon Clowney hasn't been great, let's just start Gelati. Why not? We'll get him developing. But all right, let's see if we hit the breakout. I doubt it, but we'll see. We lose to the Browns, of course. And oh, well, he got XP. Didn't hit the breakout, but we'll take 4,500 XP. He didn't do anything. All right, cool. He got a TFL, I guess, but But all right, at the end of year 2, we finish 8 and 9. We'll take that. That's fine. The Steelers have Justin Fields. He's probably going to win an MVP because we're rebuilding the Bears. That's just how these usually go. But Caleb Williams, 4,000 yards, 30 touchdowns, 15 picks. We'll take that. Really good year. I mean, his stats in real life aren't even bad. I feel like his stats are a little better than he's actually playing, but I mean, his numbers are okay. But DeAndre Swift, 800 yards, 3.4 per carry. Yeah, that's not great. Just some running backs, or most running backs in this game, just cannot play well. But DJ Moore, 1,100 yards, 11 touchdowns. Roma Dunze, almost 1,000 yards. Luther Burden is a rookie, good amount of yards, 700, 6 touchdowns. The blocking was weird. Darnell Wright actually completely fell off, and Braxton Jones massively improved. Okay, sure. But Edmonds led the team with 113 tackles. TFL's 13 for Billings led the team. Sacks, 7 for Sweat, but only 3 for Gelati. Okay, maybe we should have kept Clowney. I mean, not like Clowney was the long-term option, so I guess that was probably the right move, but still. But interceptions, 5 for Edwards and Johnson, 3 for Gordon, 2 for Edmonds, and 1 for Brisker. But MVP goes to Patrick Mahomes. No Bears, obviously. Puka Nacua wins Offensive Player of the Year for the NFC. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Aiden Hutchinson. TJ Edwards at 8, but Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Ashton Genty. Luther Burden at 2. That sucks. I mean, I didn't expect him to be that close, honestly. He only had 700 yards, but that would have been nice to win it. And Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to James Pierce, the guy who I wanted. I mean, I feel like this isn't really a good comparison, but right now I feel like James Pierce is kind of the Jared Verse of last year's class. I feel the same way about both of them. We'll have to see where he actually goes, but I really liked Jared Verse last year. I was surprised he fell all the way to 19, or wherever he went. But yeah, no Bears up here, unfortunately. But either way, pretty decent second year. I mean, we kind of bounced back. We almost made we almost had a winning record at least. It looks like we did also almost make the playoffs. I mean, we were the 8 seed, the first team out. But all right, let's get into the offseason once again, and this is going to be an interesting one. I don't really even know what our big issues are. Well, I do. Seems like it's pass rush and the run game, but we'll have to see how we can fix those. We had a Super Bowl rematch here, though. It looks like the 49ers beat the Ravens 27-21. That's interesting. But all right, for re-signings, I mean, we'll pick up the 5th year for Darnell Wright. He had a really good start to the year and then completely fell off. Braxton Jones. What do we do with Braxton Jones? I guess we'll re-sign him, again, out of fear of not being able to find a left tackle. You know, I don't know how much interest he would have. We'll re-sign him. Never mind. Okay, he rejects us. Cool. Well, we need a left tackle. Kevin Byard, that's fine. He's regressing. He's 33. Everyone else is just depth for the most part. Ryan Bates, why did he get star dev? What? You won best O lineman? He didn't even play. He played 100 snaps. What do you mean? How do you win best O lineman as a backup? I hate this game. I didn't even know that was a thing. That's crazy. I was just thinking about that too. I was like, I wonder how it determines best O lineman. It probably just goes off the guys that allow 0 sacks, but like, I was thinking, I'm surprised it doesn't accidentally give it to backups sometimes. Well, there we go. All right, cool. But I'll let everyone else go. I like Andrew Billings. He's really underrated, but he's regressing. Somehow Clowney didn't regress. All right, sure. We'll get rid of some of our old players, but let's get into free agency and we'll see who's available, if anyone. Ooh, Isaiah Pacheco. Yeah, we might have to do that. I say this in every rebuild I do now, but running back is like the most important position. The Chargers also want him. I mean, I'll go very player friendly. That's still not even, I mean, this is a lot for a running back, but I don't really care. Some people, when the Eagles signed Saquon Barkley, they complained it was too much money, but even a lot of money for a running back, like based on average, really it isn't that bad. It's like worth the risk, you know what I mean? It's not like risking on a QB that is like a 40 mil cap hit, like Kirk Cousins. See how that worked out. The Eagles risked on Saquon Barkley and see how that worked out. Like, I don't know. But Brock Purdy's also here. He's an X factor for some reason. All right. Khalil Shakir, Joe Tooney, Jalen Phillips, I would like, but he's horrible in this game. I mean, he wasn't horrible a couple years ago, but this last year he was, at least statistically. But that's really all there is to go off of here. We should sign a defensive tackle, probably. Who do we want? There are a lot. Travis Jones, DJ Reader, Michael Pierce, Grady Jarrett. Let's go DJ Reader, sure, if we can. Actually, no, let's go Grady Jarrett. He doesn't have any offers. Oh, he's expensive though. Well, no, he's cheaper than Reader. Never mind. What am I talking about? But all right, definitely a bigger free agent class this year. We're gonna go for Isaiah Pacheco, who is the player we need here. I mean, the Chiefs probably re-sign him in real life, but they don't here, so we'll take that. And we're also gonna go for Nick Cross. He's still only 24 here. I think he was a 20-year-old rookie, so we did lose Kevin Byard. We still probably should draft a safety too, but we'll see. But all right. I mean, we went very player friendly for Pacheco. We could even up it just because we need a running back pretty bad. If we don't get him, we could try Roschon Johnson, I guess. But all right, these 3 players, they all sign and we get all 3 of them. That's huge. Didn't get a pass rusher like I wanted out of free agency, but we'll just let Gelati keep developing. We'll see how he does. But all right, I'm starting to feel pretty decent about our team. I'm sure the best lineup glitch still exists, of course, but I'm stupid. Left tackle. That's something I mean, we could draft a left tackle, but Braxton Jones doesn't do that bad in simulation. Those are pretty tame sack numbers. I would go player friendly. I'd go neutral. 2 years. How about player friendly 2 years? That's a position I don't want to really mess with. He doesn't take it. How about now? Okay, maybe we'll have to mess with it. Maybe we'll have to hope we can find someone in the draft. We'll sim to the next week. Does he sign? Please, no, he goes to the Patriots. All right, well, we'll hope there's somebody in the draft. But all right, in the draft, we pick at number 11 this year. Interesting teams up there at the top. Like almost half of them are probably going to be in the playoffs this year, but sure. But I don't know what I want to do here. A lot of the good players in this class are just positions we don't really need. Ooh, wish I focus scouted this guy. Didn't think he would be available still. Maybe not. B power move, C to F finesse. Never mind. But there just really isn't a good pass rusher. Drayton isn't that good. Neither is Stanford. One of these two, but they don't have that good of awareness. Are they really good athletes? I mean, elite strength, but not very fast. Evan Hagens looks kind of awful. Okay, well, no pass rusher in the first round at least. Let's just, honestly, I might just take like the best player I can possibly find. I don't really want to trade down. I mean, if I have to, I will, but I feel like we don't have that many massive needs anymore. Well, other than edge, but we don't have many massive needs. We just need some good players, like really good. Speaking of really good, well, the player act, but Joel Brayton looks pretty good. Honestly, I don't even really see that many super great players. Thankfully, there are some good linemen, but we'll probably trade down. Yeah, I think that's just what we'll do. It's kind of lame, that's kind of boring, but I don't want to reach. I don't know. But all right. Should I trade down to like, I mean, we could probably get away with trading down pretty far. There is actually a top 5 talent running back, but we just signed Isaiah Pacheco. We could trade down to like 20 and try to get Browner, who does actually look pretty good. There's also Haynes, but he's a year older, and Gannon, but he doesn't look as good as Browner, or Gammon. There's even Chad McBride later. He looks pretty good. So I think we'll be good on linemen. So we'll trade down to like 22. I'll take a first next year. That works. The Chargers go with Dion Pierman. There were some good looking corners. I can't remember if that was one of them, but here let's take Bryce Browner. I honestly thought he was going to get picked 1 pick before us, but we'll take him. Ranked 7. I knew he was going to be pretty good. Picked him at 22. I mean, he has a lot of A's and B's. So very good pick there. I mean, he would have been worth it at 11 if we wanted to, but we got him and a free first round pick out of it, so we'll take it. And then round 2, we could even go with another lineman if we wanted to. Haynes is still available. We maybe should also go with a pass rusher though. But I mean, Zach Drew just looks okay. He has elite jumping for, well, I was gonna say for what it's worth, but that's actually pretty good, but I don't know if that means anything in Madden. I still don't like any of these pass rushers. Nothing changed. The ones who look decent went. So, I mean, I might just go back-to-back linemen. We do also need a DB, actually. We should maybe think about that. Who had a good combine? Well, nobody's all that fast. That's tough. I'll probably just go with a corner. I kinda like Brandon Bennett. What's Donnell's speed and acceleration? Solid speed, but elite acceleration. Does have A-man, but only C to F awareness and D play rec. All of them have their issues, so I don't know what is the, like, best issue to have, you know what I mean? Because Bennett doesn't have any, like, A coverage ratings. He's just solid. Donovan Terry's missing the play rec and man coverage, but has A zone A awareness. Mike Donnell has good pretty much everything, but bad awareness and play rec. Ramon Felix honestly might be my favorite. I don't know if we need to take him yet, though. And his change of direction's kind of bad, but other than that, I mean, he looks pretty good. Where's he projected to go? 81. You know, I think I am gonna go back-to-back linemen. Is it our biggest need anymore? Not really, but I mean, if I can find a good player, I'll take a good player. Ranked 8? Okay, good pick. 98 strength. Okay, I should have checked his strength. My fault. Or his bench reps or whatever, but damn it. Okay, Felix is gone. He was probably pretty good. These two corners right here actually look really good too. Ooh, okay, they look better. I kind of like Nick Chapman. Yeah, ranked 11. Got him at 75. Of course, no dev trait, but that worked out pretty well. Felix went at 73. I bet he was decent, but honestly, on paper, Chapman looked better. We'll see. I'll try to remember to check. And you know what? I'll go with another corner. This guy looks okay. Kenny Jackson, A-man, A-press. I should probably get someone we could play at safety. I don't know if that's really him, but whatever. Rank 60, we'll take it. No dev trait. All right, I'll probably sim the rest out, and we'll see how we did, but I mean, I think we did pretty well. Getting number 7, number 8, and number 11. But, yeah, we did pretty well. Wow, the CPU even took the tight end I was thinking about taking. I just forgot to. But Bryce Browner, 78 overall. He's gonna start, obviously. Probably at right guard. I mean, we could even start him at left and move Jenkins to right, but I mean, either way, that's fine. And Randy Haynes, I mean, what are we gonna do with him? I mean, he's 6'5", he might be able to play tackle, 98 strength and 96 impact blocking. Okay. And then even Nick Chapman, even though he didn't have hidden dev, still a 78 overall. Kenny Jackson's even solid. I took Martin Kennard. He was interesting. He was ranked like 400 and something. He was the very last left end on the board, but he looked decent and he's okay. 70 overall. He has horrible finesse moves, but he had like he had a B rating for almost everything. I'm surprised he's not even better. And then yeah, I was gonna take Matt Allen. I forgot to, but thankfully the CPU did take him. Of course, a blocking tight end probably has X factor. So very, very good draft. Very good. There was an 85 overall corner. Vaughn Powers to the Titans. 96 speed, 94 agility, 84 man, 83 plus, or press, 82 zone. What was this corner class? There was an 81. It looks like Chapman was the third best. Felix was a 77. Did he have a dev trait? Damn it, man. I mean, we got the better overall player, but I would definitely prefer Felix. I almost called him Phoenix for some reason. And the Chiefs, I mean, they did a good job replacing Isaiah Pacheco. 83 overall running back, Malik Bishop. But all right, let's get into year number 3, I think. Yeah, year 3. And I mean, hey, I kind of have hope for this team now. We'll see. But all right, here we are heading into year 3. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of forgot we needed a left tackle. So thankfully I did take 2 guards. I'll just play Tevin Jenkins at tackle. I mean, I think he was a think he was a right tackle at Oklahoma State, but close enough. We'll see how that goes. But other than that, I mean, I feel pretty good about this offense, and it should just keep developing. I mean, this is a very young offense. Really, the only old-ish players are Moore and Jenkins, and I guess Komet's probably like 27, but that's not bad at all. But on defense, I'm a little bit more worried. I'm still worried about our pass rush. I mean, there just hasn't really been a clear option for us to fix it. I'm thinking about going with the Bills defense, of course, as always, but I mean, if it works, it works. I don't know. We'll see, though. I want to refrain from just cheesing playbooks, but can you really blame me? Like, that's what works. Either way, though, I mean, we're looking good on paper, so we should be decent this year. Our offense is probably going to have to carry us, but that could happen. So let's get to the midseason point of year 3. I keep wanting to say 2, and I'm really interested to see how this team does. I would guess like 3-4 or 4-3, but we'll see. I pressed next weekend for advanced weekend for a second. It didn't show up. That was interesting. But okay, we are 4-2. I mean, we'll probably lose this game, so we'll probably be 4-3. So probably a good guess, I guess. I don't know. But we have a pretty good offense, but our defense is somehow better. I don't understand this game. I've tried for so long to understand. I don't. Caleb Williams is doing super well. 76 completion percentage. Isaiah Pacheco doing pretty well. DJ Moore doing well. Tevin Jenkins at left tackle isn't going super well. Neither is Jonah Monheim, but oh well. And we're really still not getting much pressure. And we only have 1 pick on the year. How is this a good defense? I don't get it. Are we just playing some real bend don't break football? Like, we're not putting up any numbers. So I guess I'll make, you know, defensive end our focus position for the draft this year. I always forget to change these. I'm kind of embarrassed to admit that I didn't even know you could change these little specific things until like 8 months ago, something like that, maybe even more recently. I don't know, I'm very out of touch with Madden. I like football, but I should care more about it, I realize. Or I should care more about this game, I mean. But alright, for re-signings, God, I used to call him Gervon Dexter, but I've been hearing like Gervin Dexter. I'm bad with player names for some reason. I can never remember what it actually is or how you're supposed to say it, but I mean, he's been good for the Bears in real life this year, up to a 78 now. Sure. Okay, never mind. Even though I upped it and he has like damn near full interest. Cool. Tremaine Edmonds, I don't know. He's been a little disappointing for the Bears, at least in my opinion. I guess he did get a good amount of picks in his first year, but I mean, interception numbers are a little bit inconsistent to say the least, just as a stat, but I'm not sure if I really want anyone else back here. I mean, eventually our cap space is going to become a problem. We can't pay everyone, and we do have a lot of players we need to pay. Speak of the devil, Caleb Williams and Roma Dunze. Their 5th-year options coming up already. So we'll see. I'm not saying no to those players for sure. I'm just saying maybe not, but we'll see. But all right, let's get to the end of the year. Let's hope we can keep it up, and let's hope we can make the playoffs for the first time already. Can't wait to choke now that I said that. Okay. I didn't think we were going to do that well. I thought we could make the playoffs this year heading into the season. I didn't think we would be 13-4. I also didn't think we would be 13-4 and not get a first round bye. That's crazy. Wait, have we made the playoffs already? Am I stupid? Am I forgetting? No, I don't think we have. I don't know. Who cares? We're in them now. But Caleb Williams, 4,700 yards, almost 48, 46 touchdowns to 12 picks, 73 completion percentage. What a year. I mean, this is the Caleb Williams I'm hopefully expecting in real life. I'll put my neck out and say that, you know, bold claim here. I think the guy who was a #1 pick is going to be good. Crazy, I know. I mean, maybe that is a bold take. There's so much, like, random rant to go on here, but there's so much hate for him that has nothing to do with his ability to play football. I'll put it that way. And that shit is maybe the dumbest, like, thing I've ever seen in my life. I don't know. Unfortunately, I feel like he could be the story of really high upside player that just gets put onto a horrible team and kind of, like, falls apart. I'm hoping that doesn't happen, but we'll see. Hopefully not. So, I mean, my take of liking him could age poorly, but I feel like that could be more team-related. Depends. Just get an offensive-minded head coach. Worry about the defense later. Knowing the Bears, they'll get some Matt Eberflus 2.0, though, so who knows. But Pacheco, 1,100, or well, almost 1,100 yards, 4.9 per carry, 13 touchdowns. Big upgrade over what DeAndre Swift was last year. He had 2.7 per carry this year. That's tough. But DJ Moore, 1,600 yards, 15 touchdowns, 1,000 for for Luther Burden in 10 touchdowns, 900 yards, 11 touchdowns for Dunze, even 650 for Komet. And blocking, it wasn't bad, but we had some players that did bad, like Tevin Jenkins, mostly. And then we had a ton of tackles, 132 for Edwards, 115 for Edmonds, 10 TFLs for Jarrett, led the team, but sacks. 6 for Gelati, led the team, 5 for Jarrett, only 3 for Montez Sweat. I've said this before, but he might be the most inconsistent player in this game. I've seen him get like 19 sacks in a year. I've also seen him get 3, obviously. It's so weird. So I don't know if we should move on from him. I don't know if we should just wait. I mean, Austin Booker had as many sacks in 120 snaps as he did in almost 1,100 or over 1,000 at least. I don't know, man. I'm already thinking Bill's defensive playbook, but I don't know. Thankfully, the picks made up for it. 4 for Johnson, 3 for Edmonds, 2 for Edwards and Gordon, and then 1 for a few players. So I guess that was our saving grace. Oh, whoa. Dak wins MVP with Michael Penix at number 2. That's something. Caleb Williams at 5. I'm surprised we haven't seen a Jordan Love MVP or a Jared Goff MVP or a JJ McCarthy MVP, just a division rival, because this game loves to do that. But CeeDee Lamb Offensive Player of the Year, DJ Moore at 2, of course. Also, by the way, how is Caleb all the way down at 5 with the year he had? Quarterbacks are way too good in Madden. It's crazy. But no Bears for Defensive Player of the Year, kind of unsurprisingly, unless I missed someone. Then Matt Allen at 7 for Offensive Rookie of the Year, super exciting. Nick Chapman at 8 for Defensive Rookie of the Year. Again, super exciting. For some reason, I know we were 13-4, but I don't like feel good about this season. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because, you know, we ended looking at stats on some not so good ones, but I don't know. I feel like our record very much outperformed our numbers. Other than, I guess, well, no, our offense was good. I don't know why. I feel like we're going to get first rounded here, honestly. I guess I always have that feeling, but did we beat the Panthers? No, we lost to them, so I called that. We were 4-3. And then we went on just, you know, a 9-game winning streak. None crazy. Light work for a team like us, I guess. And then, of course, we lost in week 18, as always. But all right, the team that beat us earlier in the year, we're coming off a loss. Can we beat the Panthers in the wild card? We do. Okay, I'm really surprised about that, not gonna lie. God, we had the worst pass D in the league. I wanna check our defensive stats. Hold on. I sounded like Courage the Cowardly Dog there for a second, at least to myself. That was crazy. The Saints allowed 504 points. That's tough. Yeah, I don't think I want that defensive playbook. We didn't have the least. It feels like we had 12 total sacks. I guess we had 25, which isn't good, but could be worse. I don't know. I just don't see. The problem is our defense. It wasn't that good, but it also wasn't that bad, and it's not that good on paper. But we did have some guys that underperformed, so I'm conflicted. And we had the worst pass D. Wait, we were second worst overall for yards? Well, I guess that makes sense, having the worst pass D. How the hell did we only allow the 12th least points per game? Or, yeah, you know what I mean. We were 12th for points per game allowed. Again, the definition of bend, don't break, but we might break here. We're going to be playing the Buccaneers. That's fine if we lose this. They're a better overall team. They're an 87 to our 86. You know, I don't normally see the Bucs as a, like, good overall team in franchise. It looks like Chris Braswell really developed. Mike Evans really regressed. Damn. But yeah, I don't know. That's kind of interesting. It's fun to not have the same 4 teams that become good in franchise every single time. It looks like they are good here, but at least there's another one, a different one. But all right, can we beat the Buccaneers and move on to the conference championship? We do. 20-14. Okay. I mean, again, I figured we would be decent this year. I did not think we would get to the conference championship, especially with only an 86 overall team. Like, I would love to do better when we actually deserve it, but I guess I'll take this. It's whatever. That's fine. See, that's the power of a good offensive playbook in Madden. But all right, I mean, we're going to be playing Madden's team, or at least one of Madden's teams. Can we beat the Dallas Cowboys and move on to the Super Bowl in only year 3? I don't know, because it won't tell me the score. Oh, wait, no, those are... Okay, I misread those. I thought that meant we lost. We might have won. Caleb Williams looks like he had a big game. Did we win? Really? It shows us that storyline. Baited me. That's crazy. It's gonna be a Ravens-Cowboys Super Bowl. Surprisingly, I don't feel like I see that much, even though those are 2 teams that make the Super Bowl a lot. Well, at least we made the conference championship. That makes me hopeful for the future, but I might be changing the defensive playbook. I mean, look at those numbers. Wait, I thought I said we were like 6th for rush yards per game allowed. Was it just our points that were good? I don't know. I'm changing it. We'll leave it for one more year. If it's bad next year, we'll change it, because we still don't have that much defensive talent talent. But it looks like the Ravens win the Super Bowl by 1 point, 37-36. That's fun. But we are gonna have the 5th-year options for both Caleb Williams and Rome Odunze. Can we afford both of those? That's almost 100 mil between those two contracts alone. That's what, 80, 87, something like that? But I mean, we'll pick them up. The Odunze one I'm a little more iffy about, but we'll still pick it up. We should have the money. But for Jervin Dexter, I'll call him. I'll go 3 years, 48. He takes it, I think. Yeah, I think he did. Edmonds, how did he do? He ended up being actually pretty good, didn't he? Yeah, I mean, we gotta re-sign that. Those are some crazy numbers. How did he not get superstar dev? That's crazy. But Swift will let go. Roshan Johnson, I think, will also unfortunately let go. Again, I like him in real life, but he's just not gonna be good here. I mean, he's so cheap. Neutral? Okay, never mind. I figured. But everyone else is pretty much just a bunch of backups. So let's get into free agency once again. And I mean, let's see if we can already somehow finish the job here. Ooh. Okay, in free agency, Kyle Hamilton. I mean, he's not interested though, and he has 20 offers, so it might be kind of tough. Yeah, okay, never mind. That's not gonna happen. Let's see, what do we need? And let's see if we got any good dev traits. I saw Caleb Williams got X Factor. I didn't even point that out for some reason. Oh, I called it. Allen also has X Factor. I knew it. It's always the blocking tight ends for some reason. Very glad the CPU made up for my forgetfulness, I guess. But DJ Moore also went up to Superstar X Factor, I guess. Haynes and Browner have Superstar. That's cool. And then, did Jalen Johnson get X Factor, or did he have it? I think he got it. Yeah, he just got it. Doesn't say why, but we'll take that. So what do we want to do in free agency? I mean, our pass D was obviously our biggest issue, but is that fixable this year? I don't know. How does Zadarius Smith do? He used to be one of my go-tos, but I don't know. He's still pretty good. Holy. Why does it only show from 2022 on? That's interesting. I mean, I'll sign him. He's old, but I mean, we need we're kind of in a win now window before we have to pay Caleb Williams, Rome Odunze, all them. So I mean, let's just, is it kind of a good strat to go for it all this year? I think it might be. How does Yaya Diaby do in this game? Honestly, not bad. Doesn't have star dev somehow, but I mean, we're kind of reliving the year where we signed Jadeveon Clowney, but I feel like this is better, hopefully. And I mean, we don't really need a DB. God, should we go with the Bills defensive playbook? I feel like I might. We could go with a safety though. I really wish there was like a yards allowed stat. I would know exactly what the problem is. I mean, it's tough with no pass rush, but still. Let's see, Gordon did pretty well. Brisker did well. Nick Cross did not, at least statistically. Okay, maybe it is free safety. We had a lot of pass deflections, for Madden at least. And I guess for real life, but looks like Nick Cross was maybe an issue. I mean, should we try Buda Baker? He's 31. Just keep him at strong and move Brisker to free. Yeah, we're getting a little bit goofy here, but I want to try something. I mean, hell, we could sign a Lee McNeil if we wanted to. I mean, I don't know if I want to, but we could. But all right, is there anything else we should do? I want to get like a Band-Aid tackle just in case Jenkins sucks again. That is also something we could draft though. I don't know, all these guys play bad in simulation. 17 sacks allowed in a year for Laramie Tunsil. That's realistic. Thanks, Madden. Ooh, I thought that said Chicago. I was like, wait, did we have him? I don't know if I trust Cam Robinson, but we might have to. Never mind, we don't have the money. Okay, my fault. Jamari Salyer? Sure, why not? On a 1-year prove-it deal, but maybe he won't even get the chance to prove it. We'll see. But all right, these 4 players, this isn't like the flashiest class ever, but this is kind of stuff we need pretty desperately, especially the pass rushers. So we'll see who signs. We get all 4 of them. Okay, cool. So I mean, that could do it. I don't want to, make any promises, but if these guys play as well as they did last year, which I can almost guarantee won't, but hopefully they play close to that well. If that happens, we could be looking pretty good. But all right, let's get to the draft. I might even draft an edge rusher, which sounds kind of crazy, but all these guys are a little older. I don't know. We're probably fine there. We'll need to see what I want to draft. But all right, we pick at 27. I didn't really see anyone good. I mean, I focus scouted a few players. We'll see if they're good. There's some pretty decent running backs. I didn't focus scout them, but there are 3 top 5 talents. But let's see. I focus scouted the 2 corners, Gregory and Callahan, and then I focus scouted a safety. Okay, they're all first-round talents. Well, I guess we'll probably take a corner first round then. I mean, we don't really need a corner, but again, I'm worried about our pass D. We should also probably go with a lineman. I mean, I guess we could do that instead. We'll just see who's available. available. None of these guys look great, at least just looking at them. Honestly, this could be a trade down. Why did I think we were the Bucks? We pick at 24, not 27. Wait, why do we pick at 24? Oh yeah, we had, whose pick was it? The Chargers, that's right. Okay, I just confused myself really bad. Okay, the running backs are still available. I kind of want to take one just to be greedy. I don't know though. Man, I don't know. I don't want to take someone just to take someone, but like, we don't have much of another choice. I mean, we could trade our first round pick for a player, but who? I don't really know what our needs are gonna be this year. Like, I don't know if I'm brave enough to fully commit to this season, because I've had seasons like that in franchise where we end up going like 6-11 and missing the playoffs randomly. Madden gives me commitment issues, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I would trade for like a left tackle, but who's a good left tackle in Madden? Like, who actually does well? The one I can think of is Tristan Wirfs. Oh God, okay, maybe, but that's gonna be expensive. Yeah, we don't have the cap space. I can't even do that if I wanted to. I mean, we could flip him Tevin Jenkins. That would actually be a little bit realistic, because if you're the Bucks, you wouldn't want to go without an option at left tackle. Is this an insane trade? Is this like weird? I don't know, but we're flipping a first and Tevin Jenkins for Tristan Wirfs. Strange trade. I don't know if this was fair for the Bucks. This is definitely worth it for us, but I mean, we get our franchise left tackle that we kind of have desperately needed. One of the few good performing left tackles in this game, and the Bucks get a first round pick, so maybe they'll do something good with that. I don't know. Should I move someone to left tackle for him and help him out? I don't know who they have though. I don't know if moving Jenkins to left tackle would be good or bad for him. Well, we'll let them figure that out. But all right, with our other first round pick, I think I'm gonna take one of the corners. Do we want Callahan or Gregory? Who has a better chance of hitting Dev? Honestly, I don't even know. I feel like I'm gonna take the one with normal Dev regardless. I guess Gregory is a scheme fit, but Callahan's a year younger. Let's go with Callahan, because even if he does have normal Dev, at least he's only 21. Is that good logic? He's absolutely gonna have normal Dev though. Whatever. Rank number 9, got him at 30, and he has hidden Dev. Okay, that was the right pick. I mean, Tristan Wirfs in the 9th best player in the class from pick 24 and 30. That's not bad. And I mean, we could also go with Max Gardner if we wanted to, just because we can. You know what? Sure. First round talent out of Michigan State. Not the best speed, or not the best 40 time at least, but good speed, great excel somehow. We'll take him. Rank 10, got him at 62. I'm honestly surprised he's not even higher. I thought he was going to be like 6 or 7, but close enough. And then other than that, I mean, maybe just some O-line depth. Goodrich looks pretty nice. And Abrams, what was Abrams' combine? Pretty good. Who's projected to go first? 116, 114. Okay, it's probably one or the other, I would guess. Let's just go with Goodrich, just for fun. Oh, he's not all that good, ranked 85. Yeah, I mean, that's a fine pick. He has hidden Dev, we'll take it. And I don't know, let's go with Cole Kendricks. He has a playrec at defensive tackle, which is interesting. He probably sucks, but whatever. He does. Okay, cool. He has hidden Dev at least. All right, I should stop picking. I should have stopped while I was ahead. But all right, both Callahan and Gardner are 78 overalls. Those were very good picks in the late first and late second. And hey, maybe I should have kept picking, because the CPU didn't do anything either. It picked a bad backup QB, a bad running back, which whatever, that's the 6th round, and a bad safety. But overall, other than Ingram, this wasn't the best draft class ever. I mean, there were only 3 80 pluses, 2 89s, and then that's it. I was gonna say I'm surprised the DBs we got weren't like 79s or 80s, but just wasn't that good of a class. I could kind of tell. I just wasn't sure if it was, you know, just the positions I was looking at or what, but I mean, we did fine. We did well. I mean, we did very well actually, but just wasn't the best class in the world, but we did, I mean, we did pretty much as well as we could have, so we'll take it. But all right, now heading into year 4, we are finally, I mean, we're at least really good on offense. We have a 91 overall offense. Our defense still might be a little lacking somehow. I'm really surprised it's still only an 84, but I guess looking at it, that makes sense. But I mean, it should be better, I'm hoping. At least less yards per game allowed, hopefully. Our offense should be one of the best in the league, though, at the very least, especially with, you know, fixing our weakest position on offense, left tackle. But all right, it's gonna be interesting to see how we do. I mean, we're unfortunately overdue for a down year. I just know how this game works, but hopefully we can be decent at the midseason. We deserve to be amazing, and I guess we could be for sure. We'll just see what happens. Let's get there, and hopefully we're good. We deserve it at this point. point. Okay, at the mid-season, we are not great. I mean, we're pretty good. We're 4-3. That's, you know, about what I would have expected, but we should be better at this point. I mean, hold on. We're an 88 overall. Where does that rank? Maybe we shouldn't be better, but I feel like we should be. No, we definitely should be. The Eagles are an 89. The Chiefs are an 88. So we are tied for the second highest overall team in the league. Yeah, we should be better. I mean, we're not bad, but our defense sucks this year. Whoa, okay. Caleb Williams has no interceptions so far. Yeah, I recommend the Bengals offense. I almost don't want to use it. This feels like unrealistically good, but I mean, even using it, we're still only 4-3, so I feel like it's fine. But I mean, pass rush isn't really our issue this year. It's not great though. We just don't have many picks, which is the flaw of the Bills' defensive playbook. But wow, I can't speak. It was that way at the midseason last year too, so we'll just see what happens. But our defense is worse this year, unfortunately. Better for yards, but worse for points. But all right, who do we have to re-sign? That's another big question. Oh, okay, I forgot I did already check who we have to re-sign. I didn't realize we were only gonna have 33 mil in cap though. Okay, we might be cooked. Well, not cooked. We can survive, but it's gonna be hard. We can't even restructure anyone right now. That won't free up money for our re-signings. That'll free it up for the season, I guess. God, who do we want to prioritize? Definitely these two, but we can't afford both right now. So I guess I'll prioritize the guy I just traded for in Tristan Wirfs. He takes it. I didn't even care how much money that was. It's worth it. And then, I mean, we're gonna have to worry about the rest of these later, and that's a lot to worry about. Well, we might be cooked. Hopefully not, but that's all there is to do with the midseason here. So let's get to the end of the year, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully we have more money, but I don't know. Hopefully we're in the playoffs to begin with, though. We'll worry about what's coming up the soonest. Okay, we do thankfully make the playoffs. It's close. I mean, it was closer than it should have been, but we do go 11-6, and we make the playoffs. Once again, very good offense. Should have been even better, but one of the worst defenses. For different reasons this year, but still doesn't change the fact that it was bad. But Caleb Williams, I mean, yeah, what is there to even say about this? He's playing like literally the best quarterback ever, but I mean, also not really, because in Madden, not every quarterback plays like this, but a lot for some reason play like this. But Isaiah Pacheco, very similar stats to last year. Almost 1,600 yards and 20 touchdowns for DJ Moore. 1,100 yards for Dunze, 900 for Burden, 600 for Komet. Blocking, ooh, Bryce Browner was pretty bad, but I guess I was at left guard at least. That was pretty bad though. Other than that, the line was insanely good. And then Tremaine Edmonds, 125 tackles. TFL's 11 for Sweat and Jarrett, and sacks 11 for Zadarius Smith, 9.5 for Montez Sweat. See, this is the magic of the Bills defensive playbook. I mean, it still wasn't a great pass rush, but it was better. The only thing I'm weird about, the only thing I'm confused about is Grady Jarrett only 1 sack. Usually he goes crazy in simulation, but interceptions only 5. See, this is the opposite of magic. The evil of the Bills defensive playbook is no interceptions. Did we have the least? I bet there was some team with 0. No, we had the least. Okay, that's tough. I mean, we still only had 4 more sacks than last year. It felt better because, you know, some guys got more, but in total, it wasn't that much better. I don't know, man. That's tough. But Caleb Williams wins his first MVP in year 4. That's huge. Cam Ward on the Browns at number 6. That's cool. I don't usually see him do well in simulation. Oh, I know why. I gave him traits finally. Seems like traits actually do matter in simulation. Like for quarterbacks, like sense pressure and throw away and all those kind of things. Having them on like ideal, it actually seems like it matters. Maybe that's something that's obvious and everyone knows, but again, I'm more invested in actual football than how franchise works. I don't know. But we also win Offensive Player of the Year, DJ Moore. We get 2 of the top 3. Caleb Williams at 3. Ooh, Jaden Higgins up there. Shout out to him. He's underrated. But Micah Parsons takes Defensive Player of the Year. No Bears still. But nobody up there for either Offensive or Defensive Rookie of the Year. That's a little surprising, but I don't know. But all right, we're thankfully in the playoffs. I still don't know what to do with our defense. I mean, we're probably going to have to sign even more new pass rushers this year because Zadarius Smith is probably going to retire. I don't know. Maybe it's our interior. I mean, really, these guys have not been doing that well, at least in terms of pass rush. Maybe I'm just misremembering, but no, not really. I don't know. Maybe that's a position we'll need to trade for too. I don't like normally trading for positions or trading for players in Madden. I just prefer drafting, but if it's something like edge rusher, that's a tough position to draft someone and actually have them play well. You know what I mean? It's just tough. But in the wild card, we are going to be taking on the Green Bay Packers. It looks like we just played them in week 18. I feel like that happens a lot for some reason in simulation. We end up facing a team in the wild card that we just played in week 17 or 18, but we deserve to win this. We are the better team. We have the better record. We're at home. We're the higher overall team. We just beat them, but can we beat them back to back? We do. Similar-ish score, 38-35 this time. It was closer, but we do beat our division rival in the wild card. We'll take it. Lots of division rival games. Jags beat the Colts. That's interesting. I guess that was the only other one, but whatever. But we're gonna be facing the Giants in the in the divisional. Are they good in Madden? I feel like I see them in the playoffs a lot later on in rebuilds. Like, do they still have Brian Dable? They must have coach firing off. He's not old or anything. Oh no, they don't. I mean, I'm sure they're probably still using the Giants defensive playbooks. I don't know. It's interesting though. But all right, we should be able to win this game. This is not that good of a team on paper. They did have a good defense, but not a great offense, which does line up with their overalls surprisingly. And we do beat them pretty easily, 36-22. But in the conference championship, we are going to be facing the only 9-8 Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, they are an 89 overall, but of course overall doesn't mean a whole lot in simulation, or at least as much as it should, in my opinion at least. Don't feel like that's a hot take though. And the AFC Conference Championship is Browns versus Broncos. What are their overalls? Do I want to know? The Browns are an 85 and the Broncos are an 85. Okay, not even close to the best rosters in the league. See, it's fine if there's a little variance, like every once in a while, a team with not that good of a roster sneaks into a, big playoff game. But like, it's every year pretty much. And the Eagles actually deserve to be here, but they only went 9-8 in the regular season. So I don't know. Whatever. I'm sure y'all are sick of my complaining, but it needs to be said, okay? It doesn't, but I feel like it does. But all right, can we move on to our first Super Bowl of the rebuild? We were close last year. We are close once again. Can we get there? We cannot, I'm assuming. We lose a very similar high-scoring game just like last year. I mean, that's fine. The Eagles were a good team on paper, but of course, a 7 seed in the Super Bowl. Last year, I think it was 2 1 seeds, surprisingly, but not this year. Browns were the 1 seed for the AFC at an 85. That's ridiculous. But all right. Nope, not draft. Let's get into the offseason once again, and this is going to be a tough one. We don't have much money. We have some very important players to re-sign. It looks like Russell Wilson went back to the Seahawks and retired. That's interesting. And the Eagles beat the Browns in the Super Bowl, so I guess we at least lost to the eventual Super Bowl champions. So I guess we were 3rd place, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, this is looking tough. Let's see, is there anyone we could release? I mean, Grady Jarrett honestly hasn't been that good. How much money would... Oh no, we can't restructure him. Yeah, we'll get rid of him. I don't even know if that saved us money. He might have been a guy that was up for a deal. How did Baker do? Was he all that good? Yeah, he was all right. There really isn't anyone we can cut. Not anyone else, at least. I mean, I guess Coleman Shelton. He's 33 now. But all right, let me restructure. I mean, this is probably going to be a lot of money from restructuring. I don't think I've restructured once. So we should be able to free up a decent amount, hopefully. Not as much as I was hoping. Where is all of our money going? I mean, it's probably the 5th-year options, but still. Damn, we're going to have to let some players go, I think. Oh, that's tough. Well, let's at least get Jalen Johnson back. I would go very player friendly, and we'll restructure this. He does re-sign. We only have 3.7 mil, but let me restructure. Let me cook. That only frees 5.7 mil. I mean, that's better than nothing. Is it though? We're not going to be able to re-sign anyone. We can't afford Darnell Wright, unfortunately. He is very expensive, but he's been really good. He's been getting better. We can't bring Cole Kmet back. I mean, we could tag one of these guys. Zadarius Smith too. No. I forgot that was only a 1 year. Torrey Taylor's already 31. What the hell? But all right, I think I'll tag one of them. Who should we tag? Who do I think is the most important? Unfortunately, I don't think it's Cole Kmet. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I feel like we could find a tight end. We have a guy on the roster with X Factor. I think it might be Darnell Wright. But all right, tagging Darnell Wright is going to cost us 24 mil, but that should be fine. You don't really get any penalties for having negative cap in Madden. So let's just get straight to the draft. Next year, we should hopefully have more money, though. I just think we had a lot of contracts at their peak at the same time. At least that's what I'm hoping. Maybe I'm coping. I don't know. But all right, in the draft, we pick at number 29. I hate picking late. And I mean, because we pick late, we're going to miss out on every decent edge rusher, of course, as always. I mean, Cameron Harold looks solid later on, but not great. I mean, he does have A power moves, but I don't know. I focus scouted some centers. Are they good? Yep, pretty good. Top 5 talent, Lucas Crawford. I mean, we don't really need him, but that might be worth taking just to have him. We'll see. We might. God, I don't know. I might trade down. I wonder if I can do something creative and like trade down to trade up. You know what I'm saying? Or trade down to like 30 or like 34 to get Harold, then trade up to 35 with those picks to get Crawford. That's really banking on the fact that those guys wouldn't get picked early though. Let me see. We could do something like that. Because I mean, we really have only Yaya Diaby and Ashton Gelati. I don't feel great about that. At least not in Madden. And we need a defensive tackle. This D-line has really fallen apart. God, I don't know. Maybe we should just take the edge rusher because we have... The O-line has not been our issue. It has been the pass rush and just the pass D as a whole. God, I don't know. Let me trade down to like 34. If they're both still available, then cool. If they're not, it's not the end of the world. Who has 34? The Rams, it looks like. I saw the Rams signed Baker Mayfield, by the way. That's something. Oh, now they have Dak Prescott. That's cool. All right, I'm still in a 4 and a 6 to move down to 34. That seems fine. That's not a great trade for the Rams, but I don't really care. So here, I'm gonna go with the bigger need, not the better player. Never mind, he's already gone. My fault. All right, cool. Great. Awesome. Let's go with Crawford. I mean, I sound disappointed. We're getting a top 5 talent. We just don't really need him, but I mean, I'll still take it. He's probably number 5. Yeah. He didn't look insane. I mean, he looks pretty insane, but he has a couple C's. But I mean, we'll take a top 5 talent. Don't know what we're going to do with him, but he'll be an eventual starter. And all right, what should we do now? Should I go with like a DB? There are some good looking safeties again. I know we just drafted one last year, but I'd rather just take a good player than anything else right now. Darius Shepard looks pretty, or Demarius Shepard looks pretty good. Didn't have the best combine though, but it was pretty good, I guess. I don't know, this is just tough. I wanted that pass rusher, even though he wasn't amazing, he was maybe good. Maybe I should just plan for the future. Like, what are some things we're gonna need? Ooh, Drew Kane at tight end looks kind of crazy. Ranked 26, okay. I thought he was gonna be better than that, but I mean, that's a good pick, sure. I don't know, I'm fixing the offense so much when we needed defense, but I don't know. I didn't really see anyone that would help us on defense. But all right, Alonzo Pippen, I might just take defensive tackles. He looks pretty good. He's okay. This is tough. We might need to trade for an edge rusher now. I think we should. I don't normally do this much trading, but we might have to. It's tough. We're in the position that the Bears were kind of in like 2018, where they have, I don't know, it's not the same position because they were like good, but they weren't quite a Super Bowl team for coaching reasons and quarterback reasons, but we're like similar where we're one of the best teams in the league. We just can't quite reach a Super Bowl. But all right, let's get to the end of the draft and we'll see how we did. But all right, we got some decent players. We still need a pass rusher. I think I'm gonna trade for one. I do. But we don't have the cap to do that. Never mind, I can't. We're just in such a tough spot. But Lucas Crawford, very good pick. But I mean, we really, at least for immediate impact, weren't able to add anyone in this class. For the future, this was a really good class, but no day one impacts that we kind of needed. But to be fair, like unless we were trading up to number 8 or something, we wouldn't have been able to do that to begin with. How good was that one defensive end? Who was it? Was it Harold? I think it was Harold, right? Only normal dev went at 32. We can live without him, I think. I don't even think I would have started him. I mean, that's just how it goes sometimes. You need a good pick to get a good pass rusher in Madden. But let's see who we want to trade for. I'm gonna trade for, no, I can't. I keep forgetting. We don't have the cap. This is a bad situation to be in unless we can just luck into a Super Bowl win, which we can. I just can't really do anything about this team right now, but let's get into year 6 or year 5. Yeah, year 5, and we'll see how we're looking. But okay, now heading into year 5. I mean, this is still a very good offense, even better now, up to a 92. We didn't really lose anyone on offense, thankfully. We, of course, tagged Darnell Wright, re-signed Tristan Wirfs, but the defense is still not that good. Maybe Diaby and Gelati can surprise me, but it's unlikely. I'll say that. I mean, you never know. Diaby was good for the Bucs a couple years ago. We didn't really give him much of a chance last year, but we'll see. The interior pressure is what worries me the most, but I mean, both worry me. So I mean, I almost wonder if we should just go to a different defensive playbook, because the pass rush isn't gonna be good regardless. The point of the Bucs defensive playbook in Madden is to manufacture pressure when you can't get it, but you have good edge rushers, but we don't have good edge rushers here, so that kind of defeats the purpose of using the Bills playbook. So I don't know. But like, our defense was bad when we were using the Bears defensive playbook, but it wasn't as bad. I don't know. We'll see. If it's bad again, then hopefully we can add an edge rusher in the offseason. I don't know. I don't feel like going back because that wasn't very good either. But all right, let's get to the end of the season not to the end of the season, to the mid-season once again, and we should be good once again. I don't know how good, but we should be good. I hope. Wow, are we just gonna be 4-2 every year? I mean, I guess we'll take that, but it's getting a little bit repetitive. This year, This year our offense isn't that good, but our defense is doing super well. How? There's almost a 10 overall difference between our offense and defense. What's the issue? I don't even know. Everything looks good. I mean, Pacheco wasn't crazy good, but only 4 sacks allowed from our O-line so far. What is happening? How is this how this year is going? And we actually have picks with the Bills defensive playbook. Did we like shift into an alternate universe or something? Like, there are just years like this in simulation where nothing makes sense. I thought we were avoiding it for a while, but we're here now. Speaking of being here now, we finally have to re-sign Caleb Williams, and it is not looking very cheap. Let's offer him neutral just to begin with. I don't want to go player friendly because that's a pretty decent difference. We'll offer him neutral, but I'll up it a tiny bit. He does take it. Okay, cool. That was a lot of money, but it's something we got to do. I mean, he won MVP last year. But we have to re-sign both Luther Burden and Roma Dunze. I think I forgot to pick up the 5th year for Burden. Oops. I mean, that might be for the best. He'll be cheaper, but also we might lose him now, so I don't know if that is for the best. But we'll probably let Monheim go because we did just draft a really good center. God, we still have so many players to re-sign. How is this team this expensive already? I mean, it's Caleb Williams, but still. We really have to be picky here. So do we want a Dunze or Burden? Maybe a Dunze, but Burden is 2 years younger and pretty much the same overall and slightly cheaper. So I would go, how about this? If he takes neutral, that's cool. 3 years, 40.8 mil. He does take it. Okay. If he didn't take it, I was also going to offer a Dunze neutral and see if he would take it, but that's fine. We still might re-sign a Dunze. I kind of want him just for fun, but I mean, we have other issues. We have bigger issues than number 3 receiver /2, however you want to look at it. But I mean, we can't really afford Darnell Wright right now. That's probably the last guy I would want back too. Or no, that sounds weird. He's probably the only other guy out of this group I would want back. Maybe Baker, but maybe. We'll see. Let's get to the end of the year. That's really all we can do. And we should finish this year well, but again, our offense is just randomly not as good. It's still okay, but maybe the numbers just look bad because sometimes playing less games can skew it. We've only played 6 games. I don't know. We'll hope that's what it is. But okay, here we are at the end of year number 5. And super quick, before I reveal how we did in year 4 or year 5, I know what year it is. If you haven't already, be sure to leave a like on the video. Be sure to subscribe if you've been enjoying so far. Because if you've enjoyed this is what like all my videos are like. How many times can I say like? I don't know. Good Lord. And again, let me know. What did I say to let me know in the comments earlier? I can't remember, but let me know in the comments what you would want to see me rebuild next. Let me know a challenge I could do. How about that? The longer I go into these 10-year rebuilds, the less I remember what I've already said. But at the end of the year, we are up to a 90 overall. We have a 95 overall offense and up to an 85 overall defense, which I mean is a lot worse than our offense, but isn't horrible. I mean, that isn't great. But in year 5, we finished 14-3, and we had the best defense in the league. How? For points, at least. For yards, it wasn't, but for points, it was, and that's kind of what matters, at least for the most part. But Caleb Williams, another monster year. Isaiah Pacheco, another monster year. I keep wanting to call him David Moore. DJ Moore, another monster year. Luther Burden, 1,100 yards, 9 touchdowns. Roma Dunze, almost 1,000 yards. Matt Allen, almost 800 yards, or close-ish. The blocking was insane. How many total sacks is that? 23. And then Edmonds, 122 tackles. TFL, 17 for Diaby, and sacks. Gelati with 11.5. See the magic of the Bills defensive playbook? This is what I'm saying right here. It wasn't crazy, but it was better than I expect. 7.5 for Kendricks. That's surprising. Only 5 for Diaby. That's also surprising, but in a bad way. Only 4.5 for Dexter. That's about what I expected. And then 3 picks for Gordon and Brisker, 2 for Edwards, Johnson, and Callahan, and then one for a few players. But Jalen Hurts wins MVP, of course. Caleb Williams at 2. Would have been fun to win back-to-back, but he was close. DJ Moore at 3 for Offensive Player of the Year. Caleb Williams at 4. And I think that might have been it. Kevin Collins, I don't know who that is. But hey, we were close, I guess. But of course, because we had a good year, we are coming off a loss in Week 18, as per usual. I don't know why that always happens, but seems like it does, at least a lot. But all right, let's see who we are going to be taking on. It is going to be the 9-8 New York Giants. Was that who knocked us out last year? No, it was the Cowboys. Why do I already not remember? I might be the most forgetful person of all time. Who was it? I don't even know if I can check right now. No, I can. History. It was the Cowboys. So I guess a division rival of the Giants, but the Giants are a scary team. They're 9-8 in the playoffs in Madden. That's not what you love to see. But we are 4 overall better. They do have the better defense, but we have the much better offense. We have the better record. We're at home. We were better statistically in everything except the run game on offense. We should be winning this game. And we do, 30-13. I don't know why I tried to jinx it there. I shouldn't say stuff like that, like we should win this, but thankfully it didn't matter. Thankfully we did win. But we are going to be facing a team that I don't see in the playoffs much. The Seattle Seahawks, my favorite team, unfortunately, known as the most stressful team to watch, or at least one of them, the team that loves to get my hopes up and then crush them horribly. Like, I'd rather be a fan of a straight up horrible team, because then at least I wouldn't have hope. They give me hope and then just rip it away. It's like an abusive relationship or something. Like, you're better off single, you know what I'm saying? But they're only an 87 overall here. They did have a very good defense. Ours was better, but their offense was lacking. I'm surprised they've made it here. But can we move on to a Super Bowl for the first time in this rebuild? The answer is yes, easily. We beat the Seahawks 42-14. Not even close. I don't know if we should have beat them that bad. I mean, maybe that's just rubbing it in because I am a Seahawks fan, but that's tough. Don't love that. But we are going to be taking on the New York Jets in the Super Bowl. I mean, these are like the 2 teams this year that should have been good. Or at least, I don't know about the Bears should have been being good. That's not a sentence. The Bears, I at least thought would have been better than they have been, and they were picked pretty much to do well, but the Jets absolutely should have been better. I think they would have been actually pretty good if they didn't fire Robert Saleh. Maybe that's a hot take, but that was stupid, straight up. So this is kind of the Redemption Bowl, I guess, if you want to call it that. I feel like there's a better name, but we'll go with that. But this should be good. Oh yeah, the Jets have Travis Hunter and Sauce Gardner. Who's their QB? I can't remember. I feel like I've seen who it is. I just can't remember. They usually draft one, but did they here? They did. Reed Otton. I have not seen him. Interesting. But yeah, they have both Sauce Gardner and Travis Hunter. They have 3 X Factors. Jeremy Smith, a rookie X Factor corner. That's scary. And they have 2 superstar safeties. Oh, this is going to be an insane team in the future. What a rookie class they had. Ted McLean, another X Factor rookie. Nate Langford, superstar rookie. Holy. Okay, I guess I get it. I see why they're here. But all right, this is a scary game, but let's see if the Chicago Bears can win their first Super Bowl in, I believe, over 45 years at this point. Oh, it just went. Oh, I pressed play moments. I don't know if I want to do that, but that's fine, because I think I only have it on All Pro, and I don't know if I want to play on All Pro, but let's jump to the end of the game, and we will see what happens. Unfortunately, the Jets are running away with this thing. I like to raw dog simulation, but sometimes stuff like this happens. Although in the 3rd quarter, it is a close game, and we are driving, and we take the lead in the 4th. The Jets drive, and they do not score, as we make a massive comeback down 13-0 at one point to win our first Super Bowl, shockingly, in year 5. So drafting Caleb Williams has already easily paid off here. I mean, I said before the year, we're in a situation where we can't win a Super Bowl because of our defense, but we had the best defense in the league somehow. We've been through the ups and downs, but I mean, mostly ups of simulation in this game, so we'll take it. But now, I mean, hey, only halfway done with this thing, and we achieved our goal of winning a Super Bowl. Do we have the highest overall team? I mean, we were, what, a 91? We do have the highest overall team, so we have already achieved our goals. At this point, let's see how long we can keep this up, and let's see how many Super Bowls we can get this Bears team. I mean, we can make this a legit dynasty if we get so lucky. So let's see how many rings we can win Caleb Williams and the Bears. This is going to be a tough offseason again, but last last year was a tough offseason. We bounced back pretty well from that. But we have a 5th-year option for Bryce Browner. You know, he's worth it, but that's a lot of money. I mean, okay, he was good his first year. He had a horrific year, and then he was good again this year. So I guess we'll pick up the 5th year, but God, we need Gelati back. He was super good. Can we restructure any deals? Oh yeah, we can. Caleb Williams, Tristan Wirfs. Okay, I think we're free to save money now, I hope. Looks like it. I mean, this is gonna screw us over in the future, but I wanna go back to back for Super Bowl wins. Ooh, TJ Edwards is down to a 75. I guess he is 33, but that's rough. But all right, we now have 53 mil in cap to work with, so we should be able to bring back Rome Odunze. I mean, he's a massive part of our offense. He does resign, now down to 37. That should be enough to re-sign Gelati. I would go 3 years, 42.6. He doesn't take it? I mean, okay, sure. We re-signed Darnell Wright to a pretty big deal. Oh, and we're gonna need some safeties. How did Brisker and Baker do? Brisker, 3 picks, but other than that, he's just been okay. He has been getting pass deflections though, but he's 30. He's not that expensive. That's okay, never mind. All right, cool. I feel like any player I'm like iffy about re-signing, I try to offer him a fair deal and they just reject it. I don't know why that always happens, but seems like it does. How about Baker? Okay, he wasn't great. We'll let him go for sure. But all right, let's get into free agency. I'll restructure those deals we just signed, Odunze and Darnell Wright, and let's see if there's anyone we could add. I mean, we could even upgrade over Gelati, maybe. MVP Jalen Hurts is in free agency. Okay, he only threw 1 pick. Okay, sure. I don't know why he's so good in this game. There are a lot of linemen here. Of course, we don't need any, but there are. Man, this is not that good of a class for what we need. There are no edge rushers. Gelati's easily the best. It looks like we'll have to go player friendly for him, but that's fine. And then, I don't know, Denzel Burke's here. Reed Blankenship, how does he do? Oh, he had a really good year a couple years ago, but other than that, he's just been kind of whatever in simulation. We could try him, maybe. He's a good overall. Oh no, we can't afford him. All right, let's just go with Brisker. Wait, do we have the perfect amount for him? We have 6.04 mil in cap space, and Brisker's asking 6.04 mil per year. That's something. That works. So these 2 players, just re-signings, nothing too exciting. We do get them, and I mean, we still need another pass rusher. Diaby wasn't horrible, but he wasn't that good. So still same old issues. At least our issues didn't matter, but still same old issues. But in the draft, we, of course, pick at number 32. I mean, I guess the best pick you can have, unless you traded for it, then that's tough. But ooh, okay, one of my focus scouts was pretty good. Steve Tompkins. Brandon Norris is also pretty good. George Smith isn't. I'm surprised. Well, he's okay. He would be good for if he goes in the 3rd to 4th, but there are some good players that we have scouted. I think we know 3 out of the 5 top 5 talents. Do we know more? I mean, the other ones are probably these 2 running backs, so I think we know the 5 top 5 talents. Maybe even this running back right here. But I don't even think we're gonna take any of those guys, at least not with our first pick. Let's get to 32, and okay, Steve Tompkins is available, which I might take him, but there is a 1st to 2nd round talent defensive end, Cecil Brown. The only problem is he is probably gonna have normal dev. He might not, but he probably will. So I think we are once again gonna go another draft without taking a good pass rusher. I'm just gonna go with the better player because that seems smarter. Steve Tompkins, top 5 talent. Maybe 5, but I mean, he had an insane combine, so maybe even 1. I really don't even know. Number 3, okay, right in the middle. I mean, 94 speed, a lot of A ratings. Pretty good pick. But all right, round 2, Cecil Brown is still here. Easy decision. Rank 32, that would have been a perfect pick with our last pick. Or I guess perfect would be number 1, but you know what I mean. I mean, he has really good ratings. I see it. I mean, he might start because Diaby wasn't that good. And then round 3, is there anyone else draftable? No. Okay, cool. Let me see. What's something we could end up needing in the future? I don't know. Guard, corner, tight end, defensive tackle, corner again. Okay, so maybe a corner because I doubt there are any good guards left. I mean, maybe. Let me see. These guys don't look bad, actually. Alan Townsend, he looks decent. I don't know that they look great, though. How about the corners? Dom Means looks solid. Let's just go with one of the guards. Let's go with Townsend. I feel like he's okay. Probably not going to be worth this pick, but he looks all right. Yeah, rank 117. That's almost exactly what I expected. That's weird. But all right, very good draft. Very good first 2 picks, so we'll take it. Tompkins, 81 overall. Brown, 75. That's exactly what I expected before we had taken him even. The CPU even picked some decent players. I mean, it doubled up on a lot of positions, but at least they were decent. Oh, God. Okay, Greg Greg Northrup, a number 1 overall pick, 84 overall. This might be the best defensive end I've ever seen. I've seen some 84 overall outside linebackers, but I don't know if I've ever seen an 84 overall defensive end. That's interesting. And yeah, Combs was one of the top 5. Tompkins and Buchanan at corner actually was. And then Beasley was number 5. So I almost knew all the top 5, just not Buchanan. Really? Those running backs weren't better? That's crazy. Those guys looked really good. But all right, we did very well. I mean, we got the 3rd best player in the class. Sounds good to me. But okay, here we are heading into year 6. We're now up to a 90 overall, 96 offense, 85 defense heading into the year. So, I mean, we have a legit shot at going back to back. I can't promise that we will, but I think we deserve to. And you know, it's kind of the same story on defense still, where it's not that good on paper, but it somehow played like the best in the league last year for some reason. So we'll hope that can happen again, I guess. I don't know if we're going to be quite as good this year, but I mean, we maybe should be. I do want to check, where do we rank for overall? I mean, I would assume we have the best offense in the league by a decent bit, but how about overall? Okay, we're tied with the Chiefs as the highest overall. I saw the Eagles are the lowest at only an 83. What happened? I guess they're just regressing. I don't know. But yeah, we do have tied for the highest overall team in the league. So hey, I mean, we should be good once again. But y'all know the team by this point. Really not that much different from last year. Few rookies starting, but not many. So let's get to the midseason point once again, and let's hope we can keep the momentum going, I guess. But okay, we are 4-3 at the midseason once again. Have we not been 4-3 or 4-2 a single time? I don't think so. I mean, that's better than having a losing record, but we should be better than this at this point. Okay, our defense is just horrible again. I mean, that's fair. But I mean, our defense isn't even that bad anymore. I mean, it's worse than our offense, but it's better than most. So I don't know what's happening. Just slightly inconsistent, just a little bit. But all right, who are we going to have to re-sign this year? Oh, we have negative 54 mil in cap. Okay, well, goodbye to all these players. Randy Haynes, Matt Allen, Kyler Gordon, Jervon Dexter, Gervin Dexter, fucking whatever. Yaya Diaby. Let's see, is there anyone we could bench on defense? I don't even know. Gelati's having a monster year, but other than that, not a whole lot happening. Kyler Gordon's doing well, of course, in a contract year. Yeah, that's just kind of tough. I don't know. It's hard to know who to bench on defense. But all right, let's get to the end of year number 6 and we'll see what happens. But okay, yep, I figured. We finish 9-8 and we miss the playoffs with tied for the highest overall team in the league. We had a very good offense, but our defense went back to being, I mean, I was gonna say how it should, but really it shouldn't be as bad as it was, and our offense should have been a lot better than it was. But Caleb Williams was at least a monster, of course. Isaiah Pacheco, really good. 1,500 yards for DJ Moore, 1,000 for Adunze. Tristan Wirfs wasn't great, but still overall the line was really good. And then Edmonds, 103 tackles, TFLs 13 for Gelati, 12 for Dexter, sacks 12.5 for Gelati. He's become really good, just kind of randomly. I mean, he was okay in year 2, but I guess that year of him not playing helped. I don't know. Kendricks 8.5 sacks though, 5.5 for Brown, only 2 for Dexter though. But interceptions, 4 for Gordon in probably his final year here, 3 for Johnson, and then 1 for 3 different players. So I mean, we still need a number 2 edge rusher. At least we have interior pressure now a little bit from Kendricks, but it's still rough. But Jalen Hurts wins another MVP. Caleb Williams at 3. What's happening? I don't know. At least we haven't had a division rival MVP, surprisingly. But offensive player of the year goes to Justin Jefferson. That's kind of rare, surprisingly. Of course, when we're rebuilding the Bears. But Caleb Williams at 5, DJ Moore at 6. Aiden Hutchinson wins defensive player of the year. Ashton Gelati at number 8. Offensive rookie of the year, no Bears. Defensive rookie of the year, Brown at 4, Tompkins at 5. Cool. So, very disappointing year, but I mean, we were kind of overdue. So let's hope we can get back next year. We should be able to if we have a good enough off season. But I mean, that's going to be tough when we have negative 71 mil in cap. So, all right, we already rebuilt the Bears and won them a Super Bowl win here. Now we're going to have to rebuild the Bears. So we're going to be saying goodbye to Randy Haynes, Matt Allen, Kyler Gordon, Tremont Callahan. Trevon Dexter, I forgot about that. Nick Chapman. So we're gonna have some needs, like a lot of them. Well, let's get to the draft. Is there any way I could restructure out of this? Like, I'm not gonna do it. Oh, maybe. We could restructure some, but not enough, I don't think. I mean, we might be able to get back to neutral, but what would even be the point of that? We couldn't sign anyone with 0, so we'll just take our L, I think, and let's see what we can do in the draft. But okay, this year we pick at number 17. Is that like the first team out of the playoffs? Actually, no, I don't think so, but there are actually some good pass rushers this year. I don't know that that's our biggest need anymore, but it's one of them. Let's see, I focus scouted Casey Drake, he's pretty good. I focus scouted Cole Berger, he's good. And who was the other one? Oh, it was a defensive tackle. He's whatever. But even though we lost some players, we really didn't get that much worse. I mean, we did, but we have a replacement at guard. We have kind of a replacement at defensive tackle, sorta. We do need a corner, but I mean, we at least have players where we lost players. So I think, actually, what does this guy look like? Chris Buckley. Kind of slow. I think I'm gonna go with Lionel Cochran. Interesting name, out of LSU. Looks good. I mean, he's a first-round talent. Could have normal dev, but hopefully not. But I mean, rare to see an actual first-round talent edge rusher past the top 10 picks. So I'm gonna take him. Is that our biggest need? Not really, but ranked 13, got him at 17. Does have hidden dev. Sounds good to me. And let's see, round 2, I mean, Casey Drake is still available. What does Rudy Shipp look like? Does he look better? Maybe. Unless Drake had like a crazy combine too. He had a good one, but I'm gonna go with Rudy Shipp. 3 elite traits, great speed, great change of direction. Yeah. Ranked number 7, got him at 49. Hidden dev, sounds good. And let's see, we need a defensive tackle. That might be a little bit more tough, but is there one? I mean, Blanton's still available, but I don't think he would start. There's Manny Daniels. He's a pure nose tackle. He's 357 pounds. I'll just go with Blanton because we at least know he's decent. Ranked 69, nice, got him at 81. Don't think he's gonna play, but I mean, he looks decent. So hey, we'll take it. But okay, here's how we did in the draft. We needed a good draft and we definitely got one. Cochran is a 78, was a 78 at outside linebacker and thankfully stayed the same at defensive end. Sometimes speed rushers drop, but did thankfully stay the same. Good finesse moves, really good speed and acceleration, good strength. We'll take that. I mean, I think he'll start this year as a rookie. And then Rudy Shipp also will start as a rookie, 79 overall corner, 82 man, 93 speed, 94 excel, sure. And then Blanton's decent, he's a 74. I took Cole Berger, he's a 75. He was ranked like 29, I think. He's good. He might even start. I mean, we might have drafted 4 starters with the first 4 picks. And then my last pick was BJ Hodge. He was a defensive end. I moved him to defensive tackle. He's whatever. And then the CPU took another corner, which I guess we kind of needed depth there. And then another middle linebacker. Sure, whatever. But very good draft. Were there any 80 overalls? Yeah, there were 4. Some pretty good. There was an 80 overall corner or quarterback. Not the strongest class again, but I mean, I guess it didn't really matter. But okay, here's a look at the team heading into year 7. We're getting better. Well, I guess I should say after we lost everyone, we got better. I guess we're worse than we were at the start of last year, but I mean, our defense should hopefully be better this year. I don't know about our offense. I mean, our offense should be better. I just don't know if it will be. I mean, it is 6 overall lower now, but we'll have to see. I'm surprised it's that much worse though. I mean, we lost our tight end and a guard. Did it really make that much of a difference? I guess. I mean, I am really curious. Where do we rank for overall now at an 88? Oh, we're just kind of mid now. I mean, we're fine, but there are 90s, there are 88s, there are 89s. Like, well, the Steelers are only an 84. They're probably going to make the playoffs for some reason. But yeah, we're just kind of a mid roster now. I mean, we should be able to bounce back. I think we once again just had every contract at their peak in the same year. So let's hope that doesn't happen again. I mean, we're paying a lot less players now, obviously. It's a lot of guys on rookie deals, especially on defense. But let's get to the mid-season point once again. We might be worse this year than 4-3, but I hope we are 4-3 just to keep up tradition. We'll see. God, dude, literally just have a mid roster. Build the most mid, like average overall team you can, and you'll do better. We're 5-2 with easily the worst team we've had in forever. How? How? Maybe it just happened to go that way. This is just a lucky year, but it's crazy how you can go from mid with the best team in one year to better with a mid team the next. That's crazy. We have a very good offense and we at least have an okay defense this year. But for re-signings, we have a decent amount. Thankfully, we have money this year. But this is kind of scary still. We have to re-sign Bryce Browner, Tremont Callahan, Cole Kendricks, Max Gardner, who I am starting this year, but we'll see. Jalen Johnson, Isaiah Pacheco, Tremaine Edmonds. That's tough. Let me start with... These guys are going to regress. Let me start with Browner, I guess. I mean, we can restructure after the year, but his stats weren't that good this year. How about Kendricks? I mean, he's not interested, but we do need him back. Or not. Okay. Let me see. Browner, I would go 2 years, 45 or not. Okay. Well, my fault, I guess. I don't know. Pacheco's cheap. I would go 2 years, 17.8. He takes it. All right, and we'll figure out the rest at the end of the year. That's fine. But I mean, hopefully we can keep this up somehow. I don't know how this is happening, but let's get to the end of the year and we'll see what happens. Man, I don't understand this game. Every time I think I do, something like this happens. We finish 15-2 in year number 7. We did not lose a game after the midseason. That's crazy. Caleb Williams, 5,100 yards, 50 touchdown passes, 6 interceptions. I mean, he's easily playing like the best quarterback of all time here, like by a mile, but it doesn't really matter because there are other quarterbacks playing even better here somehow. But Isaiah Pacheco, 1,000 yards, 4.5 per carry, 10 touchdowns. He's slowing down a little bit, but still good. We'll probably have to find a new running back soon though, but good for now. But we had 3 1,100 plus yard receivers and 3 10 plus receiving touchdown receivers. Insane. Ooh, Lucas Crawford was horrible at center and Browner wasn't great at left guard, but other than that, the line was good. And then Edmonds, 104 tackles, TFLs, 13 for Kendricks, led the team, and sacks. 10 for Cochran as a rookie, led the team. 9 for Kendricks, 6.5 for Gelati, just randomly way worse, but whatever. But interceptions, 3 for Ship, 2 for Gardner and Callahan, and then 1 for Johnson. Interesting. But MVP does go to Caleb Williams, kinda unsurprisingly this year. That's huge. Amon-Ra St. Brown, another division rival, wins Offensive Player of the Year. DJ Moore at 4, Caleb Williams at 5. Aiden Hutchinson wins another Defensive Player of the Year. But Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Daniel Ellington for the Bucks. No Bears, but Defensive Rookie of the Year, Lionel Cochran does take it. That's huge. Ship at 3, Blanton at 4, Berger at 5. Lots of rookies. But all right, I actually want to check what kind of dev traits did we have for the rookies. I would guess mostly stars, but you never know. I guess there could be better than stars. Okay, so almost all stars, but Cochran does have superstar. That's cool. So I mean, he should go up to X Factor already, which is crazy. Already up to 91 finesse moves, 95 with morale. Insane. So very good season. Way too good of a year. But how did we not get a first round bye going 15-2? Oh, the Giants also went 15-2. All right, what was their overall? 89. I mean, we have a better overall team than them at this point, so that's something. And of course, the Steelers made the playoffs. I called it. I knew it. The worse overall team you have, the better you do. But all right, we are going to be taking on our division rivals, the Detroit Lions. They are 8-9, and they're in the same playoff game as us at 15-2. That's fun. I mean, I guess that's usually how it works. The 2 plays the 7 seed, but we should easily be able to win this game based on record. Plus, we beat them in week 17. Let's see if we can take them down again in the wild card. And we do, 31-17. Okay, cool. We have a defensive coordinator message. Is this going to be like we couldn't find any matchup concerns, so let's just give our D-line a boost or something. Yep. It's going to make me do a press conference. I don't care. Power moves, I guess. But all right, we're going to be taking on the Atlanta Falcons in the divisional. I mean, this is a pretty good team. They're 12-5, 89 overall, only 1 overall worse than us. So, I mean, we really can't be complaining too much if we lose these games. It's so weird that we're at our best when we're at our worst. It's so interesting. Can we move on to the conference championship, please? No. We lose 35-21 to the Falcons. We should have won that game, to be fair, but it is what it is. Let's get back to the highest overall team in the league. I want to get back there, even if it might make us play worse. I mean, to be fair, we did get our Super Bowl win when we had the highest overall team in the league, so, or at least I think we were close. So let's try to get back there. We should actually have a pretty good amount of money after we restructure, so I think we'll be fine. Also, the Giants, they lost How many Super Bowls have they lost now? 2 in a row at least. I feel like they were in another one and lost it. I can't remember though. I guess not. A Giants-Titans Super Bowl. 2 of the worst teams in real life currently. Fun. I mean, that is kind of fun. It's different at least. But all right, we still have to re-sign Bryce Browner, who really wasn't that good. Tremont Callahan, Cole Kendricks, Max Gardner, how'd he do? Actually, okay. He did pretty well. Jalen Johnson, let's see. We might have to go very player-friendly. I'll try just player-friendly, 2 years, 48, and he doesn't take it. Ooh, we cannot afford that tag. 37 mil. Okay, let me restructure everything, and it should give us a decent amount of money, I hope. Actually, we can't restructure that much anymore. We can a few deals, but not as many anymore because they're expired, obviously. Damn, DJ Moore is really regressing now. I mean, he is 34, to be fair, so that makes sense. And Tremaine Edmonds, we might have to let him go, or I think he is up for a deal anyways. Okay, I think that was all we can restructure. We now have 60 mil, so let's try to re-sign Bryce Browner. I would go player friendly. He takes it. I want Kendricks back. Okay, he does re-sign. Cool. And then Gardner or Callahan. Who was better? Callahan, 2 picks, 5 pass deflections, and that was at corner. Okay, he might be better. He does re-sign. Can we get both, actually? We can. Okay. And I mean, we're gonna go into the negatives again, but let's tag Jalen Johnson. And I mean, hey, we survived a big round of re-signings once again. I guess we could have let some of those guys go, but what would have been the point? Like, we would have had negative cap anyways, so whatever. But all right, let's get to the draft. And I don't know what I want to do this year. I guess we'll just plan for the future, because I mean, we still should be good. Ooh, free agency's getting really good now. James Pierce is here. Clyde Cooper. Wasn't he the 49ers quarterback forever? He was probably some random 7th round pick. No, he was probably a high draft pick. Well, pick 32. That isn't super high for a QB to work out, I guess, other than like Lamar Jackson. So I guess let's just get to the draft and let's look for a linebacker. I mean, we'll really only use these 2 though, who have the same face. That's freaky. Maybe a defensive tackle. I think I focus scouted corner, but I mean, we obviously don't need that. I mean, we'll just probably take whoever the best player available is, or like, what are gonna be some expiring contracts? I wish you could see like your future projected cap space. I don't know why that's not a thing. I guess you can if you like restructure, but that's not perfect. Okay, it looks fine. It said 62. Ooh, Wirfs is gonna be due for a deal, and Jalen Johnson. Okay, maybe we should take a corner, but also Luther Burden, Lucas Crawford, DJ Moore. Okay, maybe receiver. Andrew Kane. Cade Parker already? That's crazy. Okay, that's a lot of contracts. But yeah, receiver looks like it might be the thing we should think about. And corner. We'll just see. Let's not overthink it. Let's just take whatever good players we can find, because it's been working for us. But okay, in the draft, we pick at 27. It's been forever since we've had a good pick, which I guess is a good thing. But this doesn't look like the best corner class ever. Of course, the one year I actually make it a focus position. I don't normally do that because it's usually not that hard to spot good ones. But of course, the one time, and this looks like a crazy safety class. Okay, this guy's gonna go early, but this guy's maybe the best player in the class. Yeah, he might be. Holy. Jaleel Winston, the GOAT, maybe. I mean, even these 2 look good. And maybe Bronson. Damn. Well, I guess we'll see who's available because I don't feel like trading up. I mean, we don't really have a reason to. Let's see, I focus scouted receivers. Oh, they're actually decent. I don't know why I didn't focus scout these guys. I probably should have because they're probably good too, but let's see. Is there anyone we should take here? How about like a top 5 talent looking guard? Is there one of those? Maybe Ben Rivera? I don't know about top 5, but he looks really good. Projected to go at 64, so we have to take him here if we want him, probably. It's tough, man. It's tough. I don't know. We can wait on one of these corners. Ooh. Okay, George Rogers does look really good, actually. But he's not that good of a run defender, so I don't know. But he's super fast. I might just take him for fun. We might need a safety eventually, but we really don't. That's the thing. We don't. This is tough. Everyone I want is projected to go round 2 or like early round 3. Okay, I'm gonna go with George Rogers. He'll be my first pick. I think he's good. Ranked 4. Okay, yeah, pretty good. 95 speed. I didn't think he would be that good, but I mean, speed is like the thing to look for most positions. And now round 2, receiver. Okay, Dixon is still available. Who else is still left? Are the corners left? They might be. McLaughlin is, but he probably won't be there by our 3rd round pick. I mean, we could go with like Swinton or something. Rivera's still here. Ooh. I mean, there were some decent looking receivers later. Okay, this is maybe weird, but like, I don't don't know if we take Dixon, I don't think he would end up starting anyways. He's like good, but not crazy looking. And we can draft a receiver if it becomes an issue. Let's just go with the player that I think is better. Ben Rivera, ranked 22, got him at 59. I'm honestly surprised he's not even better than that, honestly. But I mean, he's a good player, so sure. I thought he would be ranked like 10 or something. And then, okay, the good corners are gone. There are some second to third round talents later. I'm really trying to strategize this way too hard for a draft that matters but doesn't matter that much. Gordon Stark is interesting, kinda. I mean, he's insanely fast, A deep route, B spec catch, but he's horrible at everything else. Give me Cannon. Normal dev, but ranked 69, nice. And let's also go Stark just for fun. Okay, yeah, he's not that good. He does have hidden dev, but the other receiver was definitely better. But okay, here's how we did in the draft. I'm honestly a little disappointed. Other than Rodgers, we didn't really get that many great players. I mean, I thought Rivera would be like a 79, honestly. He's only a 76. He's okay. He's good. I wish I focus scouted him, but I mean, I think we'll start George Rodgers somewhere. I actually don't know where. We could even do something crazy and move one of our safeties to linebacker if we wanted, I guess. I don't know. We'll see what we want to do with this team. This is a super deep roster. It's just, especially on defense, still, on paper it isn't great, but I guess it's been playing better lately, so I don't want to mess with it too much, but either way, we did well. We did what we could. I do want to see, was that safety the best player in the class? No. Rodgers was better than Winston? Really? I would have taken Winston if both were available, I'll tell you that. What was Winston better at? They had very similar ratings. Or what was Rodgers better at, I mean? Just insane zone coverage, okay. See, that's why A pluses need to exist. Don't know why that's not a thing. Also, there was an 84 overall quarterback, Zachary LeClaire, out of Wisconsin to the Broncos. Thankfully, in the AFC, not in the NFC. 99 throw power, 86 deep accuracy. Yep, that'll do it. Crazy. And the Raiders passed on him when they probably needed a QB. Actually, I don't know. Hopefully not, for their sake. But okay, now heading into year number 8, coming down to the end here. We're only an 89 overall heading into the year. We're okay. We should improve throughout the year. We should develop. This team isn't that young anymore, though. That's the problem. Like, even Caleb Williams is almost 30 here. Not like we're gonna have to move on from him or anything, but might start regressing a little bit soon. And our receiving core is really regressing. So I think we're gonna need at least one new one this year. How old's Adunze? Is he 29 too? Yeah, he is. So he's regressing too. Great. I kind of do want to check like some career totals for players before they retire, like DJ Moore, just super quick. Caleb Williams obviously having like an insane career. Isaiah Pacheco, almost 10,000 yards, will hit it this year. DJ Moore has 16,000 receiving yards. I mean, I guess that's what happens when there are no injuries. 137 receiving touchdowns. Adunze, 7,000 yards. Burden, almost 6,000. Crazy. Jalen Johnson, 27 picks. That's cool. But all right. Oh, I didn't even show the defense, I don't think. Our defense is improving up to an 88 overall. Looking actually pretty good now. Cochran somehow didn't get X Factor. Stayed at Superstar. Oh yeah, and I moved Gardner to middle linebacker. He actually, I think, went up in overall, which is crazy. So this should be a really good defense once again. Knowing how this game works, though, now that we improved it, it'll be much worse, but hopefully not. So let's get to the midseason, and we'll see what happens. But okay, we are actually 5-1 at the midseason. I thought this was going to be a down year, but it is not. Our first loss, of course, came to the Chiefs in week 6. That'll happen, I guess. The Lions are 0-7. That's crazy. They fell back off. But we have some pretty big re-signings once again. Drew Kane got Superstar Dev. I didn't even notice that. That's cool. Crawford, is he doing better this year? Because, I mean, he was kind of horrible last year. Okay, he's doing much better this year. Love the consistency. He went from fine to horrible to great. Sure, whatever. But let's see. Who should we start with? I guess Burden. I'll go player friendly. 5 years, 101 mil. And he doesn't take it. Cool. Drew Kane, 3 years. Ooh, that's cheap. 3 years, 25. Sure. And then everyone else, I mean, we'll wait on. Oh, Tristan Wirfs. Uh-oh. Maybe should have started with him. I hate how it puts some guys back here. So weird. I'm sure there's a reason, but I don't know why. And then DJ Moore will probably let go. I mean, he'll be down to like a 78 or he'll retire. I don't know. So, I mean, that was a quick mid-season, but that's really all there is for us to do. So let's get to the end of the year once again, and we'll see what happens. Okay, we go 15-2. once again. I mean, did we just have the same year as last year? We went 15-2, just made the wild card, not the no first round bye somehow, and we're going to be taking on an 8-9 team in the wild card. Who got the first round bye this year? It wasn't the Giants. It was the Cowboys. Of course it was. I'm surprised that hasn't happened yet, or it probably has. But Caleb Williams is somehow getting even better. 4,800 yards, 54 touchdown passes, 7 picks, 77 completion percentage. Ooh, Isaiah Pacheco's fallen off. Okay. Less than 1,000 yards, only 3.9 per carry, 12 touchdowns. Okay. We'll probably let him go this year. I mean, we did give him a 2-year deal, but that's fine. We can just cut him. Okay. We had some interesting receiving numbers. Luther Burden had 133 receptions for almost 1,600 yards and 10 touchdowns. And DJ Moore had almost 1,300 yards, but 28 receiving touchdowns. Insane. What a way to close it out. I think that's the receiving touchdowns record. I mean, it's probably been broken by someone else here, but still. But insanely good blocking. 115 tackles for Gardner led the team. TFL's 16 for Cochran. And sacks, 21. If he doesn't get X Factor this year, I'm going to be tempted to give it to him. Like, that's crazy. 14 for Kendricks, 12.5 for Gelati, 7.5 for Blanton. Where did this come from? And then interception 6 for Gardner. Is he going to win like Defensive Player of the Year? Look at these numbers. Damn. But 3 picks for Tompkins and Johnson, 2 for Ship, and then 1 for a few players. But MVP goes to Caleb Williams, unsurprisingly. Offensive Player of the Year goes to DJ Moore, Caleb Williams at 2, Luther Burden at 9. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Lionel Cochran. We almost top 2'd. Gardner at 3, Kendricks at 5, and then Rogers at 3 for Defensive Rookie of the Year. So we won MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, and Defensive Player of the Year. Insane. And I mean, now, hold on. Speaking of career totals earlier in the year, Pacheco hit 10,000 career yards, rushing yards, and DJ Moore's almost at 18,000 receiving yards. Isn't the record like 22 or something? I mean, I don't think he's going to hit that, obviously. He'd have to play until he was like 40, like Jerry Rice did, but still. But all right. Obviously, another insane year. Possibly too good based on our roster talent, but I mean, we do have a good roster, so I don't know. Rogers only has star. We've gotten pretty unlucky with drafted dev traits. The only ones we've gotten are, I guess, linemen, which is kind of to be expected, and then Cochran had superstar and Cobbs had superstar, and that's pretty much it, so that's tough. I mean, we've drafted well, they just haven't developed a whole lot. But all right, we are 2 overall better than the Seahawks here. They're an 89 across the board, we're a 91 across the board. So let's see what happens in the wild card here. Can we beat them? We do, thankfully. I kind of thought we were going to lose that game. We win 31-20. Now facing the Giants, one of the best teams here somehow. I mean, not really on paper. I mean, they're one of on paper. Do we have the highest overall team, or is it the Chiefs? The Chiefs only have a 90. The Jags have a 91. And the Seahawks, the Rams have a 92. Titans have a 91. See, it showed the Seahawks as an 89. I've been saying this lately, but it shows teams as a different overall when you're playing against them than what they actually are. I don't know why it does that. So we're like tied for second. The Rams are just cracked, I guess. But all right, can we beat the Giants and move on to the conference championship? We do. 27-21. And we are going to be taking on the 15-2. Only 89 overall, though, Dallas Cowboys. But I mean, no storylines or anything. So can we move on to our second Super Bowl of the rebuild and take down the Cowboys? We absolutely destroy the Cowboys, 38-10. And we are going to finally be moving on to our second Super Bowl of the rebuild. And we are going to be taking on the 13-4 Cleveland Browns. What is it with these currently horrible teams? The last one we were in, we beat the Jets. This year, we're going to be taking on the Browns. Crazy. But all right. We'll jump in and watch this simulate. Oh, it looks like Ronnie Hickman went up to X Factor. They have Jahmyr Gibbs. Let me check out their roster real quick, actually. I want to see what that receiver looks like. And do they still have Cam Ward? Probably. They do. He's up to a 99 with morale, 95 overall. But that isn't even a top 10 QB. Crazy. But I don't want to lower my XP sliders because I feel like guys don't develop enough when they deserve it. I don't know. It's a tough situation. But they have some good receivers, but really only 2 good ones. They have Harold Fannin Jr. That's cool. They have a really good O-line. This is a good team for sure. Kind of built similarly to ours a little bit. But all right, let's jump in and we'll see if we can win our second Super Bowl. But all right, here we go. It's gonna be Caleb Williams versus Cam Ward. We score first, making it 3-0. The Browns are driving and they tie it. They're driving once again, but it looks like they have to punt. We go downfield and we put up a touchdown. We are now leading 17-3. Make that 24-3 in the fourth quarter. We are absolutely running away with it. We beat the Browns 34-3. I know I don't normally jump in, but I didn't even need to. We just absolutely decimate the Browns to win our second Super Bowl of the rebuild. Now, we are going to have 2 more chances, year 9 and year 10. But so far, this has been one of the most successful 10-year rebuilds I've ever done. Maybe not in terms of Super Bowl totals, but I bet our overall record is looking pretty good. The simulation gods are actually being, you know, pretty kind to us today. I'm kind of surprised. But all right, we get back into the tough part here. Who do we want to re-sign? It looks like Luther Burden got superstar dev. I'll go very player friendly, 6 years, 173, and he does take it. Awesome. But now we have negative 2.4 mil in cap space. It said we had a lot more than we actually did, apparently. I don't know how I went to the roster. I meant to go to salaries, but it does look like DJ Moore retired finally. Jalen Johnson still hasn't yet. He's probably 34 now. Oh no, he's only 33. Okay. But Cochran did thankfully get X Factor, but that was it on defense. That's kind of crazy. But let me restructure some deals, and we should have a decent amount of money once again, hopefully, maybe. I mean, we need Tristan Wirfs back, obviously. I mean, I guess worst case scenario, we could just tag him, but I also want Jalen Johnson back. So for Wirfs, I'll go player friendly, 2 years, 74 mil, and he does take it, and it looks like we're probably going to be tagging Jalen Johnson again. Well, I mean, we can restructure Wirfs, but I don't think that's going to be enough. It saves 5 mil. Yeah, no. Is there anyone we could release? Probably not. No. I mean, Brisker, but he's due for a deal anyways, so that doesn't do anything. I mean, would he be super nice and take like a slightly team-friendly deal? Like 6 years for a 33-year-old player? How about 5 years, 55? Okay, doesn't take it. Should we try to get him back in free agency? I feel like we could. Maybe that's risky, but I'll pick up the 5th year for Tompkins. That's super cheap. I mean, we could survive without Jalen Johnson, I think. I do want to keep him, though, obviously, because he's one of the original players. One of the few we have left. I mean, I guess we still have a few. Let me see. We'll see if we can get him back. Yeah, it looks like it. They're really, I mean, teams are probably going to go for Lassiter over him because he's 4 years younger. And we can at least get a mid-deal. We'll see if he takes it. He does. Okay, cool. And now we won't have to worry about tagging him anymore. He'll be here until he retires. But all right, let's get to the draft. Rivera has superstar dev, so we might not even need a center. Stark has superstar? I mean, he's too bad of an overall to really play. If he was like 22, I would think about it, but he's 24. He's not going to develop, but that's still fun though, I guess. We do need a running back too, and a linebacker. Okay, so running back, linebacker, maybe, and receiver are I guess our 3 biggest needs. It's hard to say because they aren't even that big of needs. I would say running back is probably our biggest. But okay, we of course have pick 32. And also, of course, this is like the worst running back class I have ever seen. Ooh, good focus scout by me. But there's no first round projected picks. There are 5 projected to be drafted at all. But there is actually a good UDFA, Jacoby Bonds. I just look for A, awareness, and that usually works out pretty well. So we'll take him at some point, probably like round 3 or 4. Are there any good receivers? They're good ones, but I don't think there'll really be any great ones by the time we pick. This is tough. Whenever we need something, they all disappear. It sucks. Ooh, there's a good right tackle, Brad Bird, but we'll just see who's available with our pick. I mean, we might just do the thing where we take the best player available. It's been working. But all right, who's left? Brad Bird, I guess, if we wanted him, which I don't. I might just take a receiver, maybe, but I don't want to take a playmaker. They're gonna have normal dev for sure. Is there one that's like really fast? That would make me think otherwise. Not really. I might just have to take Jawan Davis. Actually, who looks like the best out of the group? Woodley definitely looks better. Sure, I guess. I don't know. Rank 37. Does have hidden dev, though. Okay, good. That's shocking, actually. I don't even know the last time I've taken a playmaker with hidden dev. I mean, it probably hasn't been that long, but it feels like forever. But all right, round 2. If Brad Bird is still here, which it doesn't look like he is, okay, never mind. Man, I don't know what to do now. We could go with... Is there a good linebacker that's supposed to go soon? I don't really see one. I don't like taking pass coverage outside linebackers. They're always terrible. Any corners? No. Any safeties? Ooh, maybe. Hold on, speed check? All of them have bad acceleration. How about Matthew Craig? He looks solid. Do we need another safety, though? I don't think we do. But, like, we just don't need a lot here. That's the issue. I mean, I could trade this pick, but we don't have the cap space. He looks fine. We'll take him. Rank 26, got him at 64. Hidden dev. Okay, sure. And then round 3, let's go... Wait. Oh, no, okay, never mind. I mean, we don't need to take Bonds yet, but but like, why not? Ranked 23, hidden dev. I mean, we might even start him, which is kind of crazy, but we'll see. Always look for awareness for running backs. That's my tip. I'm sure that's a tip that everybody knows and I'm just finally figuring out, but whatever. And let's go with, we don't need another receiver, never mind. Linebacker, no. Okay, I think everybody good is gone at this point. Dom Boyce, sure. He looks kind of ass. He's fine. All right, I'm done picking, but I think that was another really good draft. I mean, it was good for what was available. Overall mid, but we did what we could. So yeah, nobody too crazy, but 75, 76, 76. I mean, we might have gotten at least 2 starters here. Ooh, and the CPU picked a blocking tight end, probably X Factor again. I've been kind of neglecting like number 2 tight end. Not that we really use them, but still. But overall, starting receiver, maybe starting running back, which he's gonna suck as a rookie, but we'll see if we can get him to develop. See, the problem is if we start him, Woodley would probably win offensive rookie of the year over him. So that's, I'd rather have Bonds win it, but we'll see what happens. I guess either way, that would be fine. But let's get into year 9, second to last year, and we'll see how we're looking. But okay, heading into year 9, this has kind of been like not that crazy of a roster. We're only an 88 overall now. I mean, the highest we hit was what, a 91? Maybe I'm washed, I don't know. But I don't know, this team just feels better than the overall, obviously. Based on how it's been going, we should be good once again. It's gonna be interesting with a rookie running back. I mean, that usually doesn't go well in simulation, but we'll see what happens. So, I mean, we did what we could to replace our losses in the draft, and we should develop, but this isn't that great of a roster. Like, I don't know if it's below average, but it's average. So once again, let's get to the midseason, and we'll just have to see what happens. Okay, we're actually 4-2. This is, I don't know if we're just getting carried by playbooks, which maybe, but we actually don't have that good of an offense. Really? I mean, that shouldn't be the issue with our team. It should be the defense, but I guess the run game, to be fair. Ooh, Woodley has superstar. That's cool. I guess I should have saved the dev traits for the end of the year. I just wanted to check. Wait, but how is Bonds not revealed yet? Hey, he's close. Let me check out some of our stats. Ooh, Caleb Williams has been sacked a decent bit. Bonds isn't doing great. Oh, and Darnell Wright. Yuck. Townsend's doing super well, like our lowest overall O-lineman, of course. I guess he's at right guard, but still. But we don't really have an option to bench Darnell Wright for, so we might just have to deal with it for now. Ooh, and we have negative 31 mil in cap space. Okay, and that's why Townsend's playing so well. He's up for a contract, of course, but we might have to let Roma Dunze go. That kind of sucks. I did leave receiver as our focus position, but we're also going to need a pass rusher. We're going to lose Ashton Gelati. He's been kind of passed up, but I mean, he's still been really good, so I would love to have him back, but we just can't, at least as of right now. Cap issues have been really plaguing us in this rebuild. I mean, they catch up with us in 10-year rebuilds, but they have not been going away. Usually we have a really bad year and then we have a lot of cap the next year. That we've had a decent bit a couple years, but it hasn't been going away fully. So we'll just get to the end of the year. Gonna be another tough off season, but let's worry about what's right in front of us. Let's see how we end up doing. Okay, we finish 12-5. We'll take it. We're actually up to a 92 overall now. I don't know how, but we'll take that. Okay, Bonds only has star. That's to be expected. He was a projected UDFA. Of course, Woodley has superstar and Lindsey has X Factor. I called it. But obviously another very good year. Caleb Williams was a monster, on pace to have easily the best quarterback career ever. Bonds was bad, but I expected worse, so we'll take that. Luther Burden had 1,800 yards and 24 touchdowns. Adunze almost 1,100 yards, 1,000 for Woodley as a rookie, 10 touchdowns. Oh, Rivera was horrible, but the rest of our line actually ended up being okay, especially the guards. And then Gardner, 114 tackles, TFLs 16 for Cochran, 15 for Kendricks, and sacks 13.5 for Cochran, 11.5 for Gelati, 5.5 for Kendricks, 5 for Blanton. Lower than last year, but still pretty good. But 6 interceptions for Johnson, 3 for Callahan, 2 for Gardner, and then 1 for a couple players. We don't win MVP. All right, Joe Burrow takes it, Caleb at 2. Kill me. And Amon-Ra St. Brown cucks Luther Burden. Great. Of course, it's a division rival. Caleb at 4. Micah Parsons cucks Lionel Cochran. I didn't know he would be that high up, to be fair, but damn, this was an unlucky year. I don't know. We don't win offensive rookie of the year and we lose to a division rival? Okay, that was a pretty unlucky year. Yeah, it wasn't worst case case scenario because at least we made the playoffs, but holy, we needed the offensive rookie of the year for Bonds. I mean, he was third, Woodley was second, but still, it would have been nice to win it with either of them. That's tough. But we're going to be facing the 9-8 Atlanta Falcons in the wild card here. Who had the first round bye this year? The Giants again, of course. We just cannot get a first round bye. I mean, it makes more sense when we were 12-5, or when we are 12-5 compared to when we were 15-2 twice in a row and we didn't get a first round bye, but still. But all right, can we beat the Falcons? We are the better team. We're at home, better record. We do, 31-28. It was close, but we do win. Now the 49ers in the divisional, they were only 9-8. Can we move on to the conference championship? We do. Okay. And we are going to be facing the Giants in the playoffs for however many years in a row this has been. I know it hasn't been every year, but it feels like it. They are a 90 overall. We're a 92, but they had a better record and they're at home, obviously. They were the 1 seed, but I mean, based on roster talent, we actually deserve to beat them. So can we move on to our third Super Bowl in no, not third in 3 years, but our third Super Bowl of the rebuild? We do. We beat the Giants 31-25, and we are going to be facing the 11-6 Buffalo Bills. I think at this point, for the sake of time, I'm not going to jump in and watch these simulate. I'll just sim them. We do have a press conference, though, I guess. I'll just take the huge +1 pass blocking for one player if we can hurry up. That's what I've been using, and it's been working, but can we win our third Super Bowl of the rebuild in year 9, the second to last year? No, we lost one. Okay. I mean, maybe we should have jumped in. I don't know if that would have made a difference, but we do lose to the Bills. They win their first ever Nope, they won one against the Giants. I forgot about that. They win their second ever Super Bowl. Make that third, actually. I forgot they beat the Lions, too. So they've been like the best team throughout this rebuild. Crazy. But all right. We have some very important re-signings. Lionel Cochran is up to a 99 overall after 3 years. Look at those ratings. Holy. I don't know if I've ever seen an edge rusher with 99 tackling. That's interesting. Set as captain. You know what? Sure. I don't think I've ever done that. Don't know if that does anything, but maybe. I mean, look at his stats, dude. We'll obviously pick up the 5th year. I mean, that's not going to matter because we won't get to that point, but I wish we had someone like him earlier on in the rebuild. We could have won like 5 Super Bowls by now. Just took us forever to find a good edge rusher, but I guess better late than never. I do want Gelati back too. I mean, that's been a really good duo. I can't tell if it's just the Bills defense doing the work, which it probably is, but I don't know. So we now have 14 mil. Allen Townsend was really good, but he's not interested, so we can't afford to pay that when he's not interested. We'll let Pacheco go, obviously. I mean, the thing I really want is maybe a better running back. I don't feel comfortable going into the final year with a running back that probably won't do well, but I mean, it got us to the Super Bowl this year. We're so pass heavy anyways, it doesn't really matter. But Gelati, we can barely afford to bring back. 4 years, 62 mil, and he does resign, and that's going to be it. That's going to be our last signing of the rebuild. So let's get into our final draft. You know what? I do want to check, just to check. I mean, I might be able to weasel my way out of enough money to sign a running back if there ends up being one. Let me see. Let's get into free agency super quick. Not scout players. Hold on. Sign free agents. I mean, there are quarterbacks, Lamar and Josh Allen. I guess they're rushing quarterbacks for sure. Well, I mean, they can. There really is not a running back here, though. Let's sign Lamar and move him to running back because that's hilarious. Yeah, these dudes suck ass. What is this? All right, let's get to the draft. We might even draft a running back. I mean, Bonds wasn't horrible, but he wasn't good necessarily at all. So we'll see. We also do need a receiver again. Oh no. Tristan Wirfs retired, and we need a right guard. Oh no. We need a linebacker, maybe. That's not high up on my priority list. So 2 linemen and a receiver and maybe a running back, but I'm not going to prioritize running back, I don't think. We have bigger issues. Actually, hold on. We did draft Dom Boyce. I guess maybe he could play right guard. I mean, he's 6'1", so that's tough, but maybe could. And then we'll find a left tackle and a receiver. I mean, receiver is pretty important. We fully use 3 receivers, so that should be our second biggest need next to left tackle, obviously. God, I'm worried about left tackle, though. It's such a luxury having someone who actually plays well there in simulation. It's crazy. But all right, in the draft, we pick at 31. We do have a couple top 5 talents focus scouted. I did focus scout Calvin Bernard. He's a top 5 talent. I mean, that was pretty obvious, awareness. But Hemingway, Spencer, and Dotson are all probably top 5 to 10 talents too. There are some good receivers, but they're projected to go really early. Maybe we can't take a receiver. I mean, we can, but there just won't be one good enough to justify taking here. The running back went, I mean, that's fine. I probably wasn't going to take him anyways. For what we need, again, this isn't that good of a class. There aren't any tackles left. I don't really see any good interior linemen or anything, unless Tucker's like insanely strong. Oh, he is. Okay, I mean, I don't know if I want someone who's 6'3", 340 at left tackle, but we'll figure something out if we take him. I mean, yeah, for what we need, there just isn't anyone at those positions. All right, this is the year where we do need to draft for need, because taking these guys to start in the future won't matter when this is the final year, obviously. So should we just take, like, nah, but these guys aren't projected to go for so long. All right, let's just take, like, the best lineman we can. What does Hampton look like? Not that good. There's ETN, Tucker, Green. Green has elite strength too, but not as good of awareness. Let's see, Harper has elite strength. He looks good. Any centers with elite strength? Tyron Greer. Ooh, he actually looks really good. Hold on. Well, maybe not. Pretty good, though. I might just go Tucker. I know we could wait. Maybe we should trade down, because there are a few players I want here. Let's trade down to, like, 39. That's probably not even far enough, but how about 44? We'll pick up 76. That works. And let's see, with this pick, I'm going to go... Who should I take first? I want Ruiz. He's projected to go at 106. Tucker's projected to go 84. And then the running backs are projected to go 104, 113. So I guess Tucker. Don't know if he's great, but he looks good. Rank 33, got him at 44. We'll take it because we have to. That's a good pick. Glad we traded down, though. I should have traded down even more, but whatever. Okay, and let's go with... Should we go Ruiz? Yeah, probably. He is a deep threat, which is interesting. Rank 28, does have hidden dev. Okay, I think he's gonna start. Why not? He'll be like a 75, but that's fine. And then round 3, running backs, please. They are still here, both of them. Okay, which one looks better? Oh, okay, probably Spencer. But I don't know, he has F ball carrier vision. I mean, he is a receiving back, but, yeah, I guess. He looks okay. Bad pick. Okay, bad pick. Ranked 52. I mean, he's fine, but yeah, I could tell looking at some of those ratings. I was like, he doesn't look great. And I saw Dotson got picked. God, why? All right, hold on. Is there another, like, super fast running back? If there is, I'll take him. No. Damn it. All right, well, I'll go with Cooper Bryan because he looks decent. No, there are bigger needs. He actually looks interesting, though, but he would never play. Let me take another lineman just for insurance, I guess. Who was the center who looked good? It was Greer. He looked okay. Ranked 84, sure. But all right, decent class. We got what we needed, so it's really all we can ask for, I guess. I mean, I could have asked for better players, but there just weren't any. But yeah, similar draft to last year where we just got what we needed, and that's about it. 76, 76, 75, 74. We'll take it. Oh, thankfully the CPU picked a linebacker. I kind of forgot about that. Will Miller. The CPU's actually been kind of helping lately. This was a crazy draft class, though. Pretty much everyone was gone before we picked, but I mean, Kirkland was still there, but he's not. I wasn't looking for a safety, obviously. There were good corners. Damn it, man. Dotson was much better. I still don't know if I would have started him, but still. I should have looked. I don't know what's wrong with me. But all right, let's get into the final season, and we're still a very good team. I mean, we've been kind of bleeding for a while, but we've still somehow found a way to creep back every year. So let's hope we can do the same this year. But okay, here is a look at the team heading into the final season. I was gonna say maybe not our best roster yet, but I mean, we're 90 heading into the year. That's like the best we have been. That's kind of crazy. It doesn't feel like it though. Maybe just because we lost linemen, but I mean, we recovered. I moved Darnell Wright to left tackle. I'm sure that's gonna go horribly, but I don't know who else to put there. I definitely don't trust a rookie or a year 2 player who aren't that good. I don't trust Rivera because he wasn't good at center. I almost trust Browner, but he's had his horrible years, but he's had some good years, so I don't know. Darnell Wright is like the most stable out of the group for the most part. I mean, maybe Browner. I don't know. We'll see. If the line sucks at the midseason, maybe I'll flip him around. We'll see. But the defense is looking very nice. Up to an 89. Should develop a decent bit, I guess. Ooh, Callahan went up to superstar. I didn't even notice. That's cool. Did he win like best DB or something? Or, oh, just for being in the Super Bowl, I guess. Sure. Maybe he made like a Pro Bowl or something. I don't know, but we'll take it. But yeah, very good team. Not my best. Not my best work. Not even close. Maybe my worst, but but it's playing well, and that's what matters. So at a 90 overall, we are probably like second. The Cowboys have a 92. So yeah, we're tied for the Titans have a 92. Oh yeah, I guess they drafted Powers. That's a crazy top group of players. So we're tied for third for overall. The Cowboys and Titans are tied as the highest overalls. It's interesting how much things change this deep you get into rebuilds, but that wasn't really a sentence, but you know what I mean. But let's get to the end of the final season and we will see what happens. Hopefully we're good. It'd be a shame to end it on a bad year, but either way we've done well, so whatever. But okay, here we are at the end of year 10. And you know what? I'm realizing I forgot to do a question of the day. At least I think I did. So super quick, let me know down in the comments. Let's see, what's a fitting question of the day? Ooh, I did say I think the Bears might be the most disappointing team this year in real life. I mean, there have been quite a few. I don't know if I've ever asked this question though. Maybe I have, but what has been the most surprisingly good team this season so far, in your opinion? I think the Commanders, I thought they were going to be the worst team in the league. I mean, to be fair, that team doesn't have a ton of roster talent, especially on defense, but Jaden Daniels and Cliff Kingsbury have just absolutely carried, and Terry McLaurin, obviously. I mean, that's the difference when you go from Sam Howell to an actual quarterback. Shout out to all the Seahawks fans that wanted him to start. They got their taste of that. I've been trying to warn them, but I hate being a Seahawks fan. The other fans drive me insane. But anyways, let me know down in the comments, what has been the most surprisingly good team this season in your opinion? Definitely the Commanders for me. Or the Bucks. I didn't think the Bucks would be amazing, but I guess they just lost yesterday, so I don't know. But in the final season, we finished 9-8. Definitely not as good as we should have been, but at least we made the playoffs. Once we're in, anything can happen. But 4,800 yards for Caleb Williams, 40 touchdowns, 6 picks. I guess his worst year in a while, but still a monster season. Jacoby Bonds wasn't great, big shocker. But Luther Burden, 1,600 yards, 1,000 for Woodley and Ruiz, insane. Rivera was our worst lineman. This dude kind of sucks, I'm not gonna lie. I might bench him, I don't know. But the rest of our line held up insanely well for not being that good. But Gardner, 113 tackles, TFLs 14 for Cochran, led the team, and sacks, 19 for Lionel Cochran. Darrell Blanton, 9.5, 7 for Kendricks, only 6 for Gelati though. He's so up and down. But interceptions, 3 for Rogers, 2 for Johnson, and then 1 for 3 different players. But MVP goes to William Moore for the Giants. I think that's our first not real player winning MVP so far. Maybe not, but I think. Caleb Williams at 3, Lamar on the Patriots. Interesting, but Offensive Player of the Year goes to Amon-Ra St. Brown for like the billionth time in a row. Luther Burden at 4, Caleb Williams at 6. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Lionel Cochran. Did Aiden Hutchinson retire? Or maybe he just wasn't up here. I don't know. Did he like go to the AFC? I guess he just wasn't up there. Interesting. But Offensive Rookie of the Year, Ruiz at 2. I mean, it doesn't really matter because we won't get the rewards for those anyways, but that still would have been fun. Spencer at 4, and that's it, mostly. But all right, we are going to be facing our division rivals, the Green Bay Packers, in the wild card. I do think I am going to bench Rivera. I don't feel great about it, though, because, like, is Greer going to be better? I mean, maybe. Overall, just doesn't really matter in this game. You just got to see how they play and assess it from there. Overall should be, like, the only thing that matters, in my opinion, but whatever. But we're going to be taking on the Packers. They have a 7 overall worse offense than us. We're 4 overall better. They have as good of a defense as us. It played better, much better, of course, but our offense was a million times better than theirs, as it should have been, to be fair. So we're coming off a 27-7 win against them. So can we beat them again here, or is this going to be it? We do, 35-10. We just own the Packers here for some reason. I guess kind of the opposite of real life, I guess. I don't know. Sorry, Bears fans. I shouldn't say stuff like that when obviously a lot of the fans of this team are going to be watching me, but whatever. But we're going to be taking on the Cowboys again. I mean, we did beat them last year, right? Was that last year? I lose track of years so bad in 10-year rebuilds. I couldn't even tell you what happened last year other than the fact that we lost to the Bills in the Super Bowl. But I mean, we are the better overall team here once again. We are a 92, or no, we're a 91. I thought we were a 92. We're a 91 to their 90. Can we beat the Cowboys, or is this going to be it? Of course, the Cowboys end our rebuild here. You hate to see it.